So I have been told it's not lonely at the top. This week on episode 101 of the ADLR Podcast, we talk about movies, games, no music, entertainment. Hello, welcome back to the ADLR Podcast, episode 101. I'm dropping it, all right. We're back after a week hiatus after we had our 6-hour episode. That was awesome putting together for the audio listeners because Anchor was like, bro, like, you can't do this. And I'm like, okay, well, then what can I do? So that I have to split up the audio file and then join them on the website to make it work. Either way, it's up there. 6-hour podcast audio listeners, God bless you. I don't know if you have a road, like a cross-country trip, but us shit talking while drinking whiskey is the way to go. That's up on the everything. And if you're a returning listener or watcher, I guess, on YouTube or on Twitch, you can see that there's quite a bit of fresh paint on the page. They don't say your typical ADLR anymore. Well, I decided to rebrand it to an umbrella type of account where I can continue housing my content on there. And for people like Javi, who's interested in doing editing work, Brian, if he ever wants to do his own Let's Plays, Randall, if you want to do your Let's Plays and want to house it somewhere else, Split Screen Losers is the way to go. Couch co-op, a regular co-op, just people talking over gameplay. Quick edits that don't matter. It's an umbrella type of thing. Origin story is as simple as me and my girlfriend were playing Modern Warfare, remastered, split screen, and somebody on our team was complaining that we were going to lose because of these split screen losers, because it was me and her, the only ones that were doing split screen online. That's it, and I took that and ran. Here we are. And that's all the information. I've been switching out image assets slowly as I can when I have time. First one's up today. We were recording with Kelsey and Brian. We did some Remnant over the weekend. First episode's up now, I think. Yes, it is. So you can go to youtube.com. Nope, I can't even give you that because I don't think I have the custom channel name for Split Screen Losers yet. Just search Split Screen Losers. Or maybe it's still linked to ADLR, so I don't know.
Just
YouTube stuff is weird.
Whole link,
I'm not going to read them the whole fucking link for the channel ID.
Guess you don't care?
Not that much yet, you know? I gotta make sure. And now looking at this preview window, it still shows ADLR plays under me.
Yep.
So that still needs to be updated. So bear with me as I make the transition. I think that's it. For the new fresher paint. The new fresher paint. I guess I can put this here, Randall, so you can boop. Also, no, that's trash. I'll just do it over here. Right? Yeah, that'll work. Who cares? Nah, let's do this. Fuck me. Alright. I don't know, Randall. I don't know. Fuck it. That's how we're gonna see it. Chat's there. Website. Shit, I forgot. I gotta make sure that I got the website over. Okay, so don't worry about the website. I'll have news on that. It's still ADLRplays.com, but that's gonna change. Make sure to donate to Extra Life. I think I have links in the. Do I have links or no? Oh my god, fucking up everything.
That was in November, right?
Yeah. No, I don't have a command for it. Awesome. It should come up periodically in the chat, but you should be able to search ADLR on the Extra Life. The proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, on ADLRplays.com, you can send in fan mail or topics for us to discuss. Dead empty, still. So maybe next week. And And as always, if you're watching live, you're on twitch.tv/splitscreenlosers_, because God forbid someone doesn't take a name that somebody else wants. Am I right, Randall?
Story of my life.
Facts, bro. Let's get facts in the chat. That's probably gonna be an emote, by the way, later on. I just gotta figure out a clever way to make it look instead of just all caps, which might end up just being an all caps emote of just facts. Yep. FAX.
You should
just get the fax machine, like what he was gonna say.
So I already knew what he was gonna say before I was interrupted. Was a better idea than that because that's bland.
Oh,
you do a fax machine with a cartoon face on it.
That's a lot of detail for a little emote.
If it's done incorrectly.
Brian's gonna get a big old butt whooping when I see him. Speaking of butt whooping, Brian, Michael's already talking that trash in Smash Bros. So we're gonna have to put some hands on.
Okay.
Just letting you know, he had the audacity to speak up. Just don't worry about it. There's gonna be hands thrown.
Okay.
Anyway, with that inside joke out of the way, I forgot this is a podcast. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. A week. Especially when I skip a week. And that's it for housekeeping. Fuck it. Let's just get into this shit. It's okay. So we skipped a week. I started fucking around with a bunch of weird gadgets and stuff. I got myself the Razer Kishi, which is like a little mobile controller used for your mobile device, obviously. Works fantastic for the xCloud stuff, for Stadia and shit, so it's fucking awesome so far. I've been using that. I get the fucking Borderlands while I'm laying in bed. It's like a Switch, but with xCloud games and Stadia games.
It's not.
Oh, for your phone, you put on the sides of it. Okay.
Yeah, that shit works nicely, dude.
Must
you know what I play?
Your phone?
There's no way it's gonna brick my phone.
That's Razer. You wouldn't be surprised. But continue.
Gotcha.
What'd you play?
I played For the King on xCloud. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in that game. I don't have no business being in that game.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I enjoy the how random everything is. Everything has literally everything has roles, and sometimes you can have teammates that buff you and stuff like that. But I have no business playing that. I don't know what the inventory stuff. I'm like, I don't know who should be having what. Since I'm playing by myself, I control all three characters, and they have their own inventory and shit to manage. I'm like, I just want to run out of here, and then
we didn't do that when it was Joe or E-Man and I. We were just us two as characters, so that's probably why if you're managing 3 people at once, it's probably a lot to do.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's good. What should I be buffing? I run into things that do dumb damage, and I'm like, fuck, all I got is a guitar, and that doesn't do as much damage. So the animations were fine. It looks super polished and stuff, but I might give it a much longer playthrough. Oh, Randall, how you doing, buddy? You look like you're tired.
You got a lot on my mind.
Like what? Money?
Well, he was telling me earlier he's just got this slew of checks that he's having to dig through.
Damn, that's good, dude.
I wish.
Do you use your cock as a shovel to get him out of the way, or to dig through it, or what do you? What's the? Don't look down. What do you? What's your procedure?
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Oh my God, Randall. Yes, you do. All right. Anyways, you can just sit there and smile at me, you pervert. Brian, what you do over the freaking free week we had?
Well, shouldn't we get into the stuff we did before that week? Considering we have 2 things on there we did right after we did the 100th episode.
That was that weekend? Yeah, it was. It was the very next day. Oh, shit. Okay. Hit me with it. What you want to start with? You want to do Moving Out or Eurovision?
We can start with Eurovision because the longer it takes for us to talk about it, the more I forget about the movie.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's get it then.
Besides, Yeah Yeah Ding Dong.
Play Yeah Yeah Ding Dong! Alright, so Eurovision Song Contest. The Story of Fire Saga is a movie about a not brother and sister. It's a running gag in the movie. They make a singing duo called Fire Saga. because they want to enter Eurovision, which is a European song contest that I think it's a real thing. Maybe. Anyway, actors is Will Ferrell and I always forget her fucking name.
Rachel McBride.
Yeah, I think you mixed two people's names.
McAdams?
Yeah.
Shit.
McBride is someone else.
Danny McBride.
Yeah. It's Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell with Pierce Brosnan in there, Dan Stevens from Legion, and that's, I guess, the only well-known, that I personally know. So the top 4 build, I guess. It's basically that. They try to get to Eurovision, they get there. A lot of stuff happens really quickly. Like this, the pacing of this is like the story. A lot of shit happens to both of them over and over, but the comedy is like level. It's throughout the movie. We were mentioning Zohan. It's like the European version of like Will Ferrell's Zohan is what I felt this movie was.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't remember where John took place for a second.
Because I almost forgot chat was over here. Javi in the chat says, "Is your phone screen a good size?" Yes, for the controller. I can see what I need to see, and I can just do this if it's too small. But a lot of the stuff is scaled appropriately. What were we? Eurovision. It's just them being super silly with thick accents. That's just, they say ridiculous things, crazy things happen. It is like a European Zohan. I forgot where are they from again? Iceland, I think it is.
Iceland.
It's Iceland. Yeah, they're from Iceland, and it's just funny to listen to them speak to each other. The dialogue's really funny. It's definitely a Will Ferrell type of comedy. So if you're not into Will Ferrell's delivery or
DiGiorno
or his things, like this might not turn you over. Like, oh, okay, this guy's it. But like, there's stuff here that had to be ad-libbed. Like, there's no way this was written down and they were like, go. This happened while it was filming. I'm sure everyone was laughing. Like, okay, we're using it. But definitely, and I guess there's not much. Go ahead.
Is he one of the primary characters, or is he more like the primary?
He shares the primary.
Character?
He shares the primary with Rachel McAdams because it's about both of them. So they kind of have their own little arc, and then he has his own little arc with Pierce Brosnan, who plays his dad. Mm-hmm. Which pays off at the end.
That's funny.
You need to see Pierce Brosnan in this movie. He's also hilarious. Everyone did a really good job. Shit, I don't even know. Like, I definitely recommend watching it. It's just funny. It's definitely a good, like, our scenario was the next day after our podcast, we were sitting down, like, what were we going to watch? That came up and we're like, fuck it. We put it on, and I think it's like a 2-hour comedy, which is not a typical thing, but it kind of flew by. The time flew by because it was just really, again, the pacing is a lot of shit happening. Comedic timing was there. The freaking accents were just too funny. Dialogue was funny.
I was surprised by how much I actually enjoyed it because I saw maybe like a little bit of it on Twitter, the little ad. Like this seems like it's gonna be just a waste of time filler movie, and it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun time. No alcohol.
The highlights definitely the guy from Legion.
Oh,
playing a Russian singer.
Yeah, and he's really good at it. All of it's funny. No. Everyone there had fun with their role. Like, they just delved in. They all have hilarious fucking things that they do. They're like, look, they're there to make each other laugh within character. And boy, like, there's, you know how many takes it would have taken me to do some of these scenes? Like, it's too good. But if in comparison to Zohan, I still give it to Zohan because it was the first to do something like this because it's super just fucking random.
It's just more outlandish, and that's why I enjoy Zohan more.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, this one's outlandish, but it doesn't get to like the level of Sohan where he's like catching fishes with his butt cheeks or anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, man. I recommend this thing.
If you're on a stupid time, you like Will Ferrell and his comedy, and you have free time, just might as well.
Gotcha. All right. Moving out. Play this on Xbox Game Pass. Was it Xbox Game Pass or was it Xbox Live Gold? It was in my library through either Xbox Live Gold or Game Pass. It is a 4-player. That's not split screen though. Same screen shared, like same screen, and your goal is to move specific objects from home, a person's home, a farm, an industrial building, whatever, into the moving truck. In under a certain amount of time to get like all 3 stars or whatever. And then each level has challenges. So like, oh, don't break glass. So while you're moving shit, don't break a glass, or hey, don't use the stairs. So you'll have to. And that one
Don't
obviously
use the stairs.
Yeah, like
So
you'll have
you,
to.
like just throw the couch off the upstairs balcony.
That's things that happened. Yeah, we've had to do that. You can swing objects. You can just chuck it out the window. You can. Brian literally speed runs. How fast can I break the first window? There's levels with.
Who was worse at moving out, you or him?
I'm the best.
What do you mean worse? Like what's the criteria
Who broke
here?
like who broke the most shit that they weren't supposed to?
Brian. Facts, Brian. If Diana's watching, Brian fucking cost us one match. I forgot what it was. We had like one item left, and then he fucked us, and then we had to do the whole thing over again.
It was the one where there's oil.
That's what it was. One of the challenges was don't step in the oil, and he fucking throws an object dead center of the pool of oil. So the only way to go fucking get the item is to go step in the oil, and we had like 2 or 3 things left to move.
But I was the most optimal. I was getting beds out by myself through a window.
Yeah, Brian had some tech. Like they classify objects where it's like one person can easily grab it, one person can drag it but at a slower rate, and there's some that you can barely move unless you have a second person to go and like lift up the other side. And you can, depending if you guys are like facing each other on each side of a box or something, you can like cooperate and swing something further along. So that's how you would take like the bed out the window, or a sofa out the window, or a refrigerator. Like it's basically the level starts and then boop, it goes around the thing and says, "Oh, these stuff we need to move." And you also have to play Tetris in the truck. So you have to make
Tetris?
sure. Yeah,
You have to make had to play Tetris.
You have to make everything fit. And there's some shit that's like, how the fuck we have to like throw couches over the fucking this, and while we're timed. So at first we just throw the small shit in there, and then after a while we're like, no, we got to work for the big stuff first. Like before actually moving out, work with the big stuff, and then pile on the small bullshit. Yeah, then you start introducing like slippery mechanics with like if we start going up north in the world map, and there's like houses that have like snow and shit. So moving
House
that
of
like
ghosts.
Yeah, we went to haunted. There was like a couple houses that were haunted and stuff that can fuck you over because there's ghosts like floating around. What else? I mean, we played a bunch of the houses.
That sounds awesome. Is this on?
It should be on Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PC Game Pass, but it was on the Xbox.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on the Xbox thing real fast.
This is definitely a really fun split screen like game to have around, just fucking around. It's very physics based. So
how many people can play? Is it just
4.
2? Oh, you can actually do 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can actually.
Like, you guys should get this. You can do 4, and then find out you can only fucking do 3.
Yeah.
No, this is 4.
We know how to sell games accurately to people, Kelly.
It was me, Brian, and Janiana playing, and then we were doing that, and people were we were doing the moving and stuff. So
I was expecting it to be like more stressful than fun, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself with that.
Did you?
Even when we would fuck up something, it was still entertaining.
And then they have like funny gags in there. Like I think there's the one house with the car, Brian. It was supposed to be like a Ferris Bueller. I guess like homage, where like the red car is on like on the second floor thing. You know how in the movie it fucking goes in reverse and falls down.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you can play it on the computer.
Oh, there you go. Again, this is super fun. Just it starts off like, oh, it's just wacky and stuff, and then once we started like we were all trying to get all the challenges done. That's when the focus started becoming like, okay, when you first play through the match, you don't know what the challenges are until you finish it at least once. So, but you can still complete the challenge if you like either kind of figure it out or whatever the case is. So we would try to figure out as much as we can. So if we see a map that has like a shitload of windows, we got like, Brian, don't break any windows. And then usually if that's the case, we'll get that challenge done. Cool, we don't have to worry about it. We will redo and get the remaining challenges. You unlock other characters and stuff, but then there's no like stats and added to any of the characters. It's just for aesthetic's sake. They're all really funny looking characters.
Brian's unlocking all of them.
Yeah,
well, it's just by us playing, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like you have to go out of your way to do something to get it.
Not really. It hasn't been like there's stuff like on the world map you can find secrets and stuff, and then they just start giving you stuff. So it just seems very like, I mean, we didn't have any like huge bugs playing it either. It's a nice little polished 4-player split screen. I don't know if it has online play or not. We didn't check. But if you're playing it on PC, that's why Parsec exists. Like, I highly recommend it. This is a really fun game.
I don't see anything about online.
So it's only split screen? That sucks.
I mean, if it's on PC.
I don't see anything about it on here, but they don't Xbox or Microsoft doesn't have the really nice layout like Steam does, where it's like, oh, here's all of the information that you're gonna ask right here.
Laid out in list format. Yeah.
You know, if you look at a game on Steam, it's like it's single player. Well, yeah, we knew that. Oh, it's also co-op, and there's online co-op.
Yeah, it lets you know if it's local co-op or online co-op. They should definitely add that to their launcher.
If the game's on PC, regardless, you can still play online if you use Parsec.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Or Steam Roleplay.
Or that too, yeah. Parsec's a better.
Is that the thing that allows you to like fake being split screen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where it thinks you like a remote person is your second controller.
Gotcha.
And you stream that video to them.
Okay.
So I mean, like, a pretty good time. I mean, you can even get like, if she wants, Shannon can play this. Like, it's not super deep mechanics. It's just hold the thing, hold whatever item, jump.
Slap.
You can slap the ghosts when they get too close.
Oh, so I found it. Oops, go back. It says Xbox Live local co-op 2 to 4, Xbox Live local multiplayer 2 to 4, single player, Xbox Live achievements, Xbox Live presents, clubs, cloud saves, and then Xbox Live.
Okay, so it should be good for online. That's nice.
So Shannon just came in and asked, "Where's Randall?" Because my two side screens are super dark compared to like pixel coloration wise compared to my center screen.
Yeah.
But he's actually sitting off to the left over here.
Yeah, I know. I don't have good lighting. I just need like some blinding lights. You know what I'm saying? That pun was done on purpose. Excuse me.
Well, he is living up to his name as the Dark Knight, so.
That's what he wants to be. Oh, I'm sorry, he is. He is Batman, so. That's how it works. The heck were we talking about? Moving out, yeah. So yeah, dude, I recommend it. It was really fun. It definitely is more fun with people because you'll either help each other really well, like, or hinder each other, and it's just funny.
Oh,
Brian, did you break your spine?
No.
What the hell was that noise?
This goes down.
Oh. Jesus.
I just go up. I can't walk.
Yeah, like what the fuck is going on? Oh shit. All right. What else? After that weekend, what else did we watched Eurovision? We played.
That was about it.
What's it called? I think that's it, right? Did anything else happen?
You and Hades.
Oh, Hades, that's right. I've had quite the fucking addiction.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's that Dead Cells feeling where I just like I gotta keep playing, dude. I don't know. Didn't I talk about it on the 100th?
I don't
For
know.
what?
Hades, the 100th episode. Didn't I talk about Hades already?
I think you talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't like a big segment. I don't think you added it to the.
Yeah, I didn't add it to the document because Bryant went into mostly all the details. Like I just played it because it was on Steam sale, and then I'm like, it's still on early access though. Should I wait? And I'm like, fuck it. And I just bought it, even though it was early access, and I came really close to beating it while Brian was here, and then I fucking choked on it. Just last boss, I'm like, I got this, and then he regenerated his health, and I'm like, fuck. And then he bodied me because he had too much health. I was not dodging what I'm supposed to be dodging, and I just got bodied. I'm like, not all over again. And then I started playing. I'm like, I'm okay that it's all over again because it's still mechanically it fucking feels great to play. Yeah, man, Hades is awesome.
What's your favorite weapon?
Ooh. I haven't decided yet. I really like the pole arm because it's a physical weapon, but I have quite the range with it. The fist, throwing hands at these people, dude. It's so satisfying. Just quickly backdashing and just like uppercutting them and hitting with a 1-2 punch, backdash, come back in. I feel like I'm playing Steve, bro, from Tekken. Just going in there, just bodying kids with my hands. I like the default longsword, the red sword. That's also really fun to use. The shield and arrow, I still haven't gotten a good grasp of it. I'm supposed to be holding the shield to block items, but I just want to keep attacking, so I forget that I can do that. And then the arrow, the timing's weird. Like I have to stop, charge, shoot, stop, charge, shoot, and I'm like, that pacing is weird. And then for the minigun, I like a lot because it's quick shooting. I can reload. So definitely my top three is definitely the pole arm, the sword, and then the hands, bro. Like that's
cheating. There's literally 6. You just picked half of the weapons.
All right, so okay, ready? First thing that comes to my mind.
So,
hands.
Oh.
It's hands. So the gauntlets. Easy. Done. Gauntlets is my favorite weapon. Favorite god though, because of the way I play, it has to be Athena. Like, in terms of like mechanically, yeah, because the deflecting comes in handy. Because a lot of the bosses are chucking shit at you, and the deflect is so good.
What's your favorite mechanically? What's your favorite personality wise, or acting wise? I guess, performance wise. I guess.
I'm Hades.
Oh.
I'm Hades. Zagman.
He's up there for me.
They have fantastic characters, man. They're voiced great. Everyone seems like they're having a good time with each other gods. Voice acting's fantastic. Hades definitely sounds like a Hades with a super deep and rich fucking voice. The Zagman, even Zeus is like a very playful, but stern god. Like, I don't know, they did a great job of giving them all personalities. And even this Ares, dope. His design looks really cool.
I like that he's not brain dead.
Yeah, like he's very well mannered, he's a god of war, but he's not like a raging god of war, you know? Like it seems like he has like a methodical backstory. Anyway. But yeah, Hades so far, awesome. They need to expedite 1.0, you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding, you guys are working hard. Anyway. So Hades is awesome. I have nothing else really to add. Brian said it was awesome. I'm playing it now. It's really fucking awesome. Even in the chat, which one of the gods would you do? Fucking Nyx. Nyx.
I don't like NYX.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll have to go look her up because I don't remember her.
Once they put in her rework, at first everybody was basically like a hooded placeholder, and they put her rework in, and I was like, yo.
How he says Nixon.
How you doing?
I was asking if I'm saying Nixon. No, Nix is his. She's at the underworld with Hades and Zagman, and not Zeus. Nah, fam. Didn't he turn into like a goose or something and bang somebody? Isn't that one of his stories?
In the mythology, primarily he turned to a bull and raped women.
That's what it was. I think that's funnier.
Yeah, he'd visit Earth in the shape of a bull and just go around raping women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know, all of them. Like I guess all the female, like Athena's like out here with good structures. I do that.
Anthony,
like,
now you wouldn't say all the females, unless you're down with the murder lady.
The murder lady.
One of the sisters. Murder.
Oh, that's right. No. You're right. Let me back up. That's true. Not one of the. They're like two of the Furies. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, man. They're all drawn great. Like, yeah, it's dope. That's all I got to say for that. What about the boy? No. What?
Skelly.
Skelly,
isn't it?
Skelly's the first guy I'm calling for any heist. He is my mafia mobster buddy. Hey, boyo, you ain't got to do all that. All right? He's the first guy I'm calling. I thought I killed him once. Brian told me to do this combo. I forgot what weapon I was using. I think it was the hands. It might have been the hands. They did just so much damage so fast that he died. And I'm like, oh my God, did I just fuck up this game? I thought he would be dead forever. And then he just comes back, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
He drained his health bar, and the second Scully vanished, he looked directly at me like I can solve his problem.
I was upset. I'm like, no, that's one of the characters I like, and I killed him. Oh Lord. All right. Yeah, Hades is awesome. Go buy it, or if not, wait for 1.0, which is supposed to be coming out sometime in a couple months. So either way. Hades is fantastic. Feels great to play. Voice acted fantastically. The thing I was talking about before, mechanically, all the systems feed into each other. This is it. Like, getting the random buffs from the gods, which as you're playing through a run, you can swap out your build almost immediately. Just like that.
Just like that.
You'll get like a deflect from Athena and be like, oh, I can play a little bit more defensively, or you'll get something from what's his name, Dionysus, which gives you range. Like, now you can start zoning them with like AOE attacks and like start crippling them
and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just dope. And that's just like clearing a room. You go boom, you get an upgrade, and now you can change how you play for the next room. Maybe for the rest of the game, you can start making different builds. I don't know. It's dope, and if they're adding more and more to it, it's gonna be great. That's it. I don't know what else to talk about. It's fucking fun. Next on the list. We don't have that much. Brian, oh, okay, never mind. I just saw what you had at the bottom there. So you were watching some men, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So what order did you watch Watchmen? Movie first and then... Okay,
first.
Good. It takes place before the show, so good on you.
I didn't know that movie was 3.5 hours long.
Oh, I could have warned you, I guess. Yes, it's a very long movie. Because there's a lot of shit. It tries to take a lot of the graphic novel into the movie. So, what do you want to go for?
I mean, I can go in order, I guess, since I watched the movie first.
Go for it. Watchmen movie.
Right. So boom, right. I was like, you know what? Let me watch some Watchmen. Started watching Watchmen. That movie. What? Why didn't they do that with what?
With Green Lantern, because they took a lot of the graphic novel stuff and just put it in film. They basically transitioned it to film. He's asking why they didn't do that with Green Lantern.
The biggest upset with Green Lantern is they casted a really good Sinestro because he basically looks like him. Yeah. And the whole movie was just caca.
You didn't like the movie?
No.
I mean, I can understand that. It's the problem with that one is that it's like it is really long, and there's a lot of characters to introduce, and they kind of go through like the
Oh, no,
backstory.
we're talking about two different
Green
things right
Lantern. Yeah, he's talking about Green Lantern. He didn't like Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
now. No. Watchmen short answer. I enjoyed it.
Okay, but long answer. The movie.
Long answer. All right, so
So
I like the aesthetic of it a lot.
So boom.
Yeah, all right, so Boomer. I like the aesthetic. I really like. First, I'll say that even though it's 3.5 hours, even if you cut the movie in half, they still throw so much fucking info at you.
Yeah, there's
Like
a
even
lot
halfway
of
through,
stuff.
I'm like, wait, so he did what?
It's a lot of information they dump at you. So
I like, and they kind of do the same thing with the show, but I really like how I find myself caring more about the flashbacks and the background story than I did for the current predicament.
oh, really? Like everyone else's, what happened back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing with the comedian, and like
Mhm.
every time they kept showing how he interacted with everybody, I thought that was really cool. Even though he's a, I guess
Bad
kind
person.
of yeah, he's very questionable person. It's cool to see how he interacted with everybody and he kind of shaped them to the present time what they're like.
Yep.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he did a real. I'm assuming they saw him in this and like, okay, that's why he's Negan.
Yeah.
He just does some shit and
And he just
the
smiles
fucking-
at you. Yeah. And that's what he did in Walking Dead. He'll do some crazy shit and just smile at the camera.
yeah.
E-Man in the chat says there wasn't much to tell in terms of present time, but there was a lot to tell about their past.
Yeah.
What they had to, I like that they didn't dwell too much in the current time, but there's definitely a lot they could have told, especially with. I also liked how every other character's backstory, whenever they were the focus in the scene, it was basically a whole different movie. So Rorschach, which was my favorite character in the movie, literally a detective movie. He's like was it?
Like a noir movie.
Yeah, it's like L.A. Noir meets Batman meets Sin City, and that's what
Yeah.
Rorschach felt like.
Rorschach
had-
was awesome.
Yeah. Do I just go into full spoilers? I don't know because it's like a 10-year-old
That's a
movie.
really old movie. So, yes, you can spoil Watchmen, the movie.
I mean, has anybody
been-
here not seen it? Besides, I think you're the only one that hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think that's why we
Probably.
recommended it to him. Because I talked about the show, and then Brian's like, I haven't even seen the movie. So I was like, watch the movie first.
Yeah, I think Brian and I were gonna try and sync up and watch it together, and then we just haven't found time.
Yeah. I guess I'll break it down by character. Break it down, man. Rorschach, favorite character. I like he was Sin City Batman, LA Noir movie. Anytime I followed him,
Okay.
I liked his worldview, and I liked his monologues. Like when the whores and the politician whatever look up
Oh,
and ask for
got it.
help. I look down
Okay.
and whisper no. I'm like, okay, so that's the kind of person he is. The way they try to make us guess, wait, who's Rorschach? The first time I saw the guy that was him, okay, then that's obviously him. And they try to play it off by the one arch villain coming out of the funeral
Yeah.
with his clothes. I'm like, that's not him. Turned
That
out it's not the
becomes,
case.
well, I guess once we get to the TV show, we can see how prominent that becomes.
Yeah.
What was I going to
Next
ask
character
you?
I can think.
Oh,
you
E-Man
gonna
says,
ask
I'm
me?
reading the Doomsday Clock comic. Okay, let's try that again, Anthony, and speak English. I'm reading the Doomsday Clock comics. I also wanted to read that. Is the whole novel out, or is it still waiting for issues? Because I was waiting for the whole thing to come out so I can read it. And then Javi says, you could say I've seen Dr. Manhattan's cock. Yes. We saw it multiple times.
Yeah.
Like
In
cloned
the same
versions
frame.
of it. Yeah.
I guess I can go into Dr. Manhattan, how I felt about him. They did a good job getting me annoyed with him.
With Dr.
because
Manhattan? Mhm.
Yeah, because he's basically a blue god.
An Omni God, yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job seeing like him losing his humanity the further it went.
Mm-hmm.
And then you seeing how he's basically affecting everybody else, and you're like, do something. And he's like, no, I gotta see, because in 20 minutes you're gonna say my cock's big, and then
Yeah.
that's basically what it was for him. How do you? And they kept the same conversations with him would happen over and over. How do you know that? You're gonna tell me in 20 minutes. So you already know. No, you haven't told me. All right.
It's because the way he lives through time, like he's currently in that second and all the other seconds, so he knows. It's a weird way to explain it, but he's
No, I get that, but why are these people still having the same conversation with him?
like still asking him how he knows that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're on the same team as him. You should know by now already.
But I mean, if he literally is like living in every second and knows like what's going to happen before it happens, it shouldn't have been such a surprise at the very end.
Yeah, I mean,
There's things that affect, like they said, there are things that affect what he can see, like that specific material, or the substance clouds his vision of the past or present. His interaction with the comedian early, I liked that. I liked when they interacted because he's basically telling you don't give a fuck about us,
yeah.
and then he realizes, oh, I don't.
He's like, oh, I do, I don't. You guys, E-Man says it's TACHIONS. That's what the substance is. Tachyon.
Something
I
like
don't know how to
that.
pronounce it. It's in the show as well.
Yeah,
Make
him.
mention of it.
I got tired of him, but that's because they wrote it correctly, I guess. The comedian, he was basically the catalyst for the whole movie, and I think that's a big role to fill, and I think he did it just fine, even though he wasn't. He didn't have as much screen time when he did show him. It was like a key plot point, or brought up a good question. Are you still human? Do you give a fuck about us? You don't.
Mm.
The whole. I like that they used him to say like when he broke, that means some shit's getting real. Um, Adrian Veidt, I think that's his last name.
Yes,
I don't remember
Adrian.
his character. Oxyman, something like that. Oxymoron, something like that. Oxycontin, that was his character.
I think it's
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias, that's what it was, yeah.
In the movie, the second I saw him, like he's gonna betray them, just from seeing him. The movie version of him, too boring.
Yeah.
The
The
movie
show
version of him,
version. Oh my
I
god.
did
Let's
not
wait till we
give
get to
one
the
shit about it. Yeah, there was no surprise. There wasn't anything wild. He was just there. The same issue I have with him is the same issue I had with Baron Zemos in Civil War, where you could have used anything else to move
Yeah.
the plot along, but you
Yep.
chose him and he didn't affect it.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Both Silk Spectres. I like the older one. She played the timepiece role very well,
Yeah.
like the way she talked. I didn't give a shit about the younger one. The owl
Oh.
guy, like their relationship felt like in X-Men, Mystique and Beast. And I was
Oh, when
just
they were like, oh,
yeah,
something's brewing.
yeah, do something or do nothing. All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Who else are you missing? Who else is he missing? I think that's it. He's already talked about Rorschach. He talked about the Silk Spectre, Manhattan. I don't even know who's missing.
Yeah, I don't remember all the.
all right. So yeah, Beast and Mystique, do something or don't. And then at the end of the day, they actually do it, and then she ends up smooching Blue Cock again. So really, did you matter?
Because she remembers this. After the owl thing, she's like, I can have like 6 cocks at once, like from the same guy.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Um,
why leave that? You know?
Who's left? The comedian. Again, I liked him. I liked that they start the movie just showing the time passing for the Watchmen, just a bunch of people just getting murdered. And
Yeah.
they're like they're they could show that one girl who kissed the girl on the street. I'm like, wait, weren't they like very anti-gay, dead on the bed? I'm like, all right.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I felt about most of the characters. The story, I didn't care too much about the comic part, where it's like, oh, I made a boat for the corpses.
Uh huh.
I didn't care too much about it. I guess they were trying to draw a parallel. I just didn't care. But like overall, I enjoyed the movie. It's definitely a lot of information at once. It's basically like a whole season of Legion. That's what I felt like.
Legion's a little more is easier to follow because you get like hour breaks. Or, like you get an hour chunk of it. You sit with it. Well, unless you're binging it, but if you sit with it for about a week, and then you could see it the next episode. This was like you're in the theater and you're sitting down for 3 hours getting shit thrown at you, including cock. So it's like, what's happening?
Yeah. I thought his tantrum was hilarious when he's like, "Leave me alone," and then everyone leaves.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Yeah, overall, I thought it was entertaining. It's definitely like I'm glad I didn't go and see it on the theater because I probably would like fall asleep. But the fact that I can sit here and willingly sit there for 3 hours, or if I had to pee, I could have paused and came back. If you like comics, if you like a different view, the reason I like this, I think it's the same reason I like The Boys, is because it humanizes the heroes.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Or
have
it
to
kinda
watch The
makes-
Boys.
Or it kind of makes like the heroes. It shows what they really are, I guess.
It's chinks in their armor. They're not all this, oh, we're here to be the best thing. We're not Superman. It's just justice. Always justice. Yeah, just gray area.
Yeah.
Zordon in chat is saying that we all need to watch Doom Patrol if we've never watched it.
That the
I heard
puppet
some
show-
good
the
stuff.
puppet movie.
No, it's a
the
DC,
DC
one.
version of The Boys, is the way he described it
Okay, I'll take. I've been seeing commercials and stuff for that. I'm like, I think I should add that in my watch log or my backlog.
already. Or maybe the second season's coming out soon. I'm not sure.
I think it's airing now. The second season. That's what the commercial was. It's like, oh, season 2 airing now.
Yeah, if you like really like backstory driven anti-hero like real shit think piece movies, I guess, then I recommend this. I enjoyed it for what it was. So I guess I'll go into the show now.
So for the Watchmen show, it was last year, right? It wasn't this year. Watchmen was 2019, I think.
That's what I wrote.
Oh, you're right. It says 2019 now.
You guys already talked about it on here, right?
Watchmen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
The
was one of
show?
the show, absolutely.
So I guess I can just give small opinion. Who did you guys think my favorite character would be?
Who was it?
Damn
Damn it. I think it was going to be Silverface.
Looking Glass?
Yeah, Looking Glass. It was, right? You knew it. Because there's a
There's a-
specific scene that I'm like, it's Brian. This is fucking Brian.
There's a bit where I was like, I understand what he's going for here, but like it drew me away for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, no. At the end of the day, yeah, it is him.
And Looking Glass is a really cool character. And then it was something with a gun that came up, and he like, I forgot what it was, and he just fucking, I don't know if he shot the alarm thing that he was trying to fix, or I forgot what it was. He did something. I'm like, that's Brian's character.
It wasn't the wrench.
Was it the wrench? I don't remember, dude. I'd have to rewatch the season. There was just something small like he did, like in terms of the actor didn't act, and then for the character, and I don't know what it was. Oh my god. Yes, man, the fucking case. Yes. Wait, Brian, have you finished the season?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember what Spectre opened up and what was in the
Oh.
box? That shit was fucking hilarious.
Oh.
That shit made me laugh really hard because I'm like, that's the last thing I was expecting.
I guess I can do quick little takes on it.
After this short break. Oh, anyway. Because you haven't seen the Watchmen show, right?
No, I haven't had a chance to watch the show. I started watching a little bit of whatever that show that Randall had recommended that's better than Rick and Morty.
Oh, the alien one.
Yeah,
Say it was better than Rick and Morty.
Polar Opposites? No.
yeah.
Is it Polar Opposite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you...
Um,
Okay, before we get to Polar Opposite, hold on, give me a minute. Brian, Watchmen. I had to kill some time.
Watchmen. Parts I didn't like off rip. I don't like that they retcon certain stories. In the movie, Dr. Manhattan lands in New York and they make it look like he boom boomed it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we know it's something else. That was like, this is kind of silly. I don't get the reason why said affiliation wears the specific mask, because it kind of triggered me a little bit. I don't know if it's like to look like a false hero
You talking
kind of
about
thing. You know
this?
what I mean?
You talking about the reveal?
No, the group of people that use a mask.
Oh, got it. It's supposed to
I
be to
don't.
keep their identities the same way Rorschach kept his identity completely hidden was
Mhm.
with those masks. So it's a symbol of what is it? Anonymity? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Anonymity.
Like anonymous, like it's like anonymity,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I'm bad with English. Anything. I'm bad with language. So
I don't like that they had to use his mask specifically. Adrian Adrian in the show. Remember in the movie, forgettable. In the
this, on the other
show,
hand, yes,
probably my second favorite character.
he is really good. He's played by. I guess that's no, because that'll kind of reveal who he is. Because at first they don't let you know who that person is.
I kind of guessed.
So yeah, played by a great actor. He's done. It's fucking awesome. He does great work with him, with the character, and then his subordinates were also very well played.
The lady one, I looked up her name. I like looking at her face. She's really pretty.
I like looking at her face.
Yeah, she looks like a British Alison Brie, but like I like her face more. Trying to think.
You had Silk Spectre. What'd you think of I forgot her name. Main character.
The actress?
Regina.
Oh, Angela
Angela. I forgot her last name, but what's her?
A bar.
Yeah, it's Angela Abar, but what's her costume name?
Sister Knight.
Sister Night. That's what it was.
I liked her as the protagonist because she's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like her reactions are usually like, I can see why when she's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
I liked her as a protagonist.
What'd you think of the angry hot-headed Russian?
They put him in just for giggles, and
Yeah.
Just for giggles.
his
Like
partner
Tee-hee?
is basically like they could have put any
Anyone.
infantry.
Yeah. Those two were. I'm like, okay, they could have done more.
Would it have been better if the one wasn't there?
They were there for sometimes comedic effect. Whether it landed or not, it's up to whoever. So that's subjective. But they weren't. They didn't. I don't think they got the same like backstory treatment like Angela did, or Looking Glass, or who was it?
Imagine you've seen Thor Ragnarok. Imagine Korg and I forget his name, Meek.
Yeah.
But no one gave a shit about them. And that's what they were. Yeah, I didn't care about them. I liked Angela. Cadillac from The Get Down. I love him as an actor. So, and he just keeps doing well for me.
Yeah, I like his interactions, his dialogue. What do you think? I guess I don't know if we're gonna spoil it yet, but for the reveal, did you enjoy it? Did you not like what they did with it?
Right before they revealed it, when she asked the question, that was my first guess.
Oh.
Because I was like, they kept bringing up the point, like the thing that set up the reveal, without giving me an answer. And every episode was backstory for everyone else.
Yeah.
So I was like, if that's true, probably that person.
Mm-hmm. Especially since you just recently saw the movie, which gave you the hint.
The person that does the reveal, I didn't give a shit about her character at all.
Oh, yeah, I wish
take my head.
No. Like we're basically done. Like the big reveals was that, and we're not gonna speak more on it. But there's just some characters like that would have been a villain that I would like to have more backstory for. But after a while, it's like whatever.
I'm trying to think any other. Looking Glass, I loved his backstory. Definitely favorite character because his demeanor and his backstory put together, and then no matter what the scene is, he always sounds like he doesn't want to be there. Let me see. There's someone else I'm forgetting. I already talked about everything for Adrian.
Zordon says you need to watch Doom Patrol immediately. It's on my backlog. I'm sure Brian. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna watch that immediately.
I wasn't going to because it kind of looked like something I could skip. But if you keep telling me 17 times, then I guess I might look at it.
He said it like 6 or 7 times in my channel.
It's kind of making me not want to watch it from how many times you try to tell me to watch it.
It's on my backlog. I'll let you know if you'll be into it, I guess.
That's about every character. I enjoyed the show. Like I said to Anthony before when you're streaming, this is basically Preacher. Preacher, like, it's Preacher in terms of like the what the fuck's happening. But if they had better backstory and better acting, and that's what this show is.
I don't know. I think Preacher had a pretty good backstory. I like Preacher a lot, so that's why I was like,
Preacher to me was something to watch that was entertaining because of how weird it was. But this is like that, but also it's something that I would, if someone's never seen it, I would recommend this. If it was Preacher, but it was just some weird shit, if you're bored, I'd recommend it.
Gotcha.
That being said, I didn't watch the last season yet. But yeah, if I enjoyed the show, I liked the movie. If I had to pick one, my favorite episode is the backstory on the old guy. By far.
Yes. Because it starts off with that flashback, and you're like, what the hell? And you try to figure out who it was, and then once the deed is done, and you're like, wait, what? That's him? And then the backstory starts, and I'm like, oh, shit. And that was a really good episode. That was like a movie. That episode of the backstory that's it. It was just his backstory, and it ended, and you're back in present time on the next episode.
That whole section had really good acting. His wife.
Yeah.
I think she's probably one of the best acted characters in the show.
It was good, man.
Yeah, out of the two, if I had to pick one or the other, like if I only watched the movie or only watched the show, I'd say the movie still.
Okay. I like the show a lot, so I'd say both because that specific character's performance has that character's that I want to spoil it, and then the reveal at the end I thought was okay. I didn't think it was like out of this world, but I'm like, okay, that's a clever way of bringing up a reveal. And then I just like the ass kicking, dude. Like everybody in their suits, it was kind of like a realistic version. It wasn't like everyone's flying around Superman style, beams and shit. It was like humans taking up the mantle of the vigilante. There's a bunch of Batmans, you know what I'm saying, and Robins and like taking care of business. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed both. I'd recommend them if you have the time.
Yeah,
I'd recommend.
Zordon says that Doom Patrol will fulfill the aching chasm that exists in Brian's heart that can only be fulfilled with Doom Patrol.
I don't think that won't fill anything unless he can do a foot dive or they make Marvel 4 and there's a Doom. That's the only void that has to do with the word Doom in my heart.
Gotcha. And then he says that's better than Preacher. So if it's better than Preacher, I liked Preacher. So
that's not saying too much for me.
I get it,
Brian. I have actually heard really good things about you needing to watch Doom Patrol. So if you should just go ahead and do that, that'd be great.
I think after today, I'm just gonna make sure I don't watch it immediately.
Yeah.
Just so like basically the free shilling for the show is out of my head, so I don't overhype it.
I think Zordon works at DC, and this is his chance.
Yeah, he left CrossFit, now he works for DC.
Oh man. I don't. Zordon says I have no idea how good Doom Patrol is. I don't. I haven't seen it, so. And I believe you. If it's better than Preacher, then that's good for me. That means I'm gonna like it because I liked Preacher. It was rushed, but I liked Preacher.
How many episodes is Doom Patrol, and how long is each episode?
I don't know.
Probably like.
All right. Well, we can keep it moving then while you guys look that up. So you said you would not recommend the show?
No, I'd recommend both.
Okay.
I enjoyed both. I recommend both if you have time to watch them.
Got it. Well, I mean, yeah, Watchmen takes a good portion of the day. So, the movie. You know who's up? Randall. We got something to talk about. How old are you? How old are you, man? Why are you looking at me like I'm talking Chinese? You
Don't
old?
be on guard.
Don't be on guard.
transition.
Kelsey's helping me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Randall's
how
over here
old
just
are you?
staring at me on this audio fucking podcast like no one knows what's happening.
Well, maybe
So
if
we
you
wa-
lit him up better, he'd care enough to answer.
I need to get that. What is it? Like a one of those arrays of lights that's like rectangle, so it's like better coverage. This little ring light thing doesn't do that much. It's definitely
like Mark Hamill, where he doesn't ever feel like he has lines. He just stares intensely into his camera phone.
Is that what you do?
He said Mark Hamill,
Mark Hamill.
as in the Joker. Mark
Yes.
Hamill. Okay.
That's a compliment. You don't like Mark Hamill as an actor?
No, I love him. I mean, he does more than just stare into the camera intensely.
I've seen him act. He stares into the camera intensely, and I can hear Joker's voice in my head.
Actually, during an interview, he does like he just sits there and he's like staring at the camera, and then the lady, I forget who was with him, was talking to him, and she goes, "Mark," and he goes, "Oh, I have lines. I'm just used to staring intensely at the camera."
I mean, he does a good job at it, so shout out. So we saw Old Guard. It's a Netflix original, starring Charlize Theron, and I don't know anyone else in that movie. So, you guys can look up the actors, I guess, but main characters, Charlize Theron. It's called The Old Guard. They are she and a group of her squad mates are immortals. What's up? Oh, Okan the Great says Anthony in all caps. Thank you, Okan. Man, you just derailed me, homie. Oh, immortals. Charlize Theron is an immortal with a squad of immortal people. They get what is it? There goes my internet. I clap and there goes my internet. So Godspeed to everyone watching on Twitch. They get set up. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like, God, everything just keeps happening. Shit. I can't. It's too big. Talk about it.
No.
I thought you were laughing at me, Randall. I'm going to say stop laughing. They get set up and get killed because they're immortal. So obviously there's like a scientific branch that wants to take them so they can do like science research and developments to see if they can use that genetic code to start healing people and making people immortal. And then it becomes them against that association against the Old Guard, which is them. As that shit's happening, a new immortal person awakens. So they're now trying to protect that girl from being taken as well and trying to help to convince her to join them. Because they've been alive for so fucking long. And then they don't have like any other like superpowers. Like they don't fly and shit. They just live forever. So they've been warriors for like all their lives. So like the action sequences come in and it's pretty awesome because it's like, Brandon, did you end up watching Extraction?
What the hell is that?
When Thor gets a gun?
Oh, I'm not watching that.
Okay, Kelsey, did you end up watching Extraction?
The Extraction? No.
No, okay. Well, it's like that where it's like fast, quick cutting action. Some of them aren't quick cutting, like they're still in the same frame and stuff, but it's gunplay, CQC gunplay, and like old axes and swords and stuff because I guess they have their own weapons from way back when they were like, what was it, like 17 something or whatever the case is.
I would just say the medieval period.
Medieval period, sure. So they have like Charlize Theron has like a weird circular axe for the blades, and some guy has like a long sword and etc. Yes, Okan in the chat. We're talking about The Old Guard, her new movie. But yeah, it's pretty much
question.
that. Go ahead.
Action sequences. Atomic Blonde or this? Which is
God,
more
Atomic
entertaining?
Blonde, hands down. Not even a fucking joke. They're making a second one, by the way. Another Atomic Blonde. Yeah, Atomic Blonder. Yeah, dude. Okan says I lost any excitement anything made by Netflix. Well, they have some good stuff, but they also have a lot more trash stuff, so I can see that. But yeah, in terms of action sequences, it's not Atomic Blonde. Because Atomic Blonde is fucking... If you haven't seen that, Kelsey, I think you'd enjoy Atomic Blonde.
I don't remember remember if I've seen it.
It's another Charlize Theron
No,
movie,
that's
but
the
it's,
one that I wanted to watch because you guys were like, "Bro, this is awesome."
yeah, it's very cool action sequences in that. Charlize Theron being just fucking awesome in it. Okay, this just switched from Atomic Blonde to from the old guard. And that's it, dude. Like that's the thing. They had some action sequences. The plot, I didn't really care for the plot. It was kind of an easy beat to follow. The characters I did like. They had, since they've alive so long, they had their history. They showed a bit of it. Their motivations were kind of shown as well, or brought to light in a way where you're like, okay, I can get behind said characters, whatever and whatever. And that, yeah, the ending was pretty good. It was kind of like, oh shit, maybe I'm curious to see what they do next with it. But besides that, it's a very average, an average action popcorn flick. Randall, what were your takeaways? You kind of agree with that, or did you hate it more or like it more?
It was alright. I thought it was funny.
Thought it was funny.
Not funny, but I thought the part with the girl was funny.
Which part with the girl?
You know, the one with the girl, the one scene that had the girl in it.
So Kelsey, how long do you think it would? I mean, obviously you have no accurate way of answering this question. So,
Oh, I know what you're gonna ask.
So
Okay.
basically, this is just a theory.
Okay.
You're theorizing at this point, but you can theorize intelligently. Anyway,
You sound really high, Randall.
how long would it take? Do you think it would take you before you start to realize, okay, I have the ability to heal
Oh. They're gonna ask something else.
everything? Doesn't matter what it is. So, let's say you're in combat and someone offs you. Doesn't matter
Okay.
how it happens is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is you're going to die, and you
Okay.
do die. Next time you open up your eyes, you're alive, and the wound that caused you to die is now gone. Everybody else around you is looking at you like you're a freak because they saw you get killed with their own
Right.
eyes. They were there and they saw you get killed.
Saw and
now-
heard.
Saw and heard.
So, right there, that's probably alarm number one. At that point, I could understand being distraught, right? You agree with that?
Being distraught.
Yeah, because you were dead. At least you thought you were gonna die. Like you could like write it off and say maybe I passed out from loss of blood and then they patched me up and then I woke up in the hospital and then I'm good.
Okay.
So you can probably come up with that synopsis all on your own and say, okay, that's probably what happened, right?
Okay.
Okay. So then, someone shoots you in the head, and you get up.
Right.
After dying, like she's dead, and then the immortality kicks in. And
So you experience the death, but then just like,
you
regenerate
reheal.
and then
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So at that point, and then I come to you and I say you can't die or you regenerate or whatever words I choose to convey to you. You have the understanding that you cannot die.
I mean, it's already been proven twice, so should be
Okay.
pretty.
So at that point, you on board. I can no longer die
Like
regardless
if I
of what happens.
seriously if somebody comes up to me and shoots me in the head, and I wake up, or get up or whatever, however long later, and go, I guess I'm gonna go. I guess I can't die. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That should be pretty instant. Like the first one, I could understand. Like, I guess it depends on, like, if I'm bleeding out, like say I get shot and I'm bleeding out and I pass out. There's the thought is, depending on how long it's been, if the wound's gone, like if it's been, a couple of hours and there's no wound there, I would have some questions. If it's been like several weeks and I finally, regain consciousness, maybe, depending on how like the gash and things were. But then if somebody like came up to me and just was like, and then I got up and be like, I guess I can't die. There's no like, what am I trying to grasp here?
No, Kelsey would have gotten it the first fucking time because the first death was a knife wound to the neck, and then hours later comes back up and there's no wound. So he would have been gotten it. He would have been like, okay, I think I'm good.
Well, this girl took more convincing.
What more is there to do? You shot her in the fucking head.
It wasn't the knife to the neck and you bleeding out and then waking up with no wound on your neck wasn't enough. She literally believed that that we had made some huge jump in technology where skin grafts could now make your wound just completely disappear. Because that was the excuse that she gave her partners. Like, they took some skin grafts, put it on my wound, and I'll no longer have a wound. So that must explain why I'm here. So
okay, hold on. Back
no,
up.
you heard what? That's exactly what she said.
I don't
you
think
heard right.
I heard you, but I didn't process what you said. You're saying that me, the person who can't die, was told that they did that there's this huge jump in technology and that they did some.
No.
Okay.
You who got killed is saying that out loud, as in like that must have been what happened. I'm not immortal. Like, it's in denial.
My dumb ass is like, oh, they must have had a huge leap in technology that we're not going to have for the next, like, 500 fucking years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because the excuse she gave to her partners, or I forget what you call them, but she told them that they took skin grafts from her and patched up her wound. She has not one trace of a mark on her neck where half of her head almost got cut off.
Yeah, the closest thing I've seen to like not having scars and things is that skin gun that they've been working on for the last couple of years, where they'd like take stem cells from the person, grow a bunch of skin, and then like put it in this gel and cover the burnt area. Like when somebody comes in with like 3rd-degree burns, they'll cover the area and it just regrows. Like, that's the closest thing I've seen to that. But even that, there's usually, like, if you look at it, you can, like, you know, if this all got burned, you know, you could see, like, at the wrist line or wherever it connects to the old skin that it's slightly different.
Not to mention what you're talking about takes several months to like, completely heal versus a couple of hours.
Yeah.
She wakes up.
I mean, a bullet hole isn't going to heal. Like, if somebody slashes me across the neck, there's like a flap here, I'm not gonna just wake up and be like, cut myself shaving. Like,
but the point I was trying to make was that so she gets sliced by the neck, she gets shot in the head. All the while she's being told that she has the ability to regenerate, that she can't die, right? This is after she gets shot in the head and comes back. She gets into another conversation on a plane, and her arm ends up getting broken, and she's still like, I can't believe this. You just got shot in the head not even an hour ago, and came back. The broken
arm is unbelievable.
Yeah. So I think that was the only part of the movie where I was like,
it was a waste of screen time, because like they're showing us that she still doesn't believe it. Like, come on.
I thought. Like, I could understand the whole...
how old is this person supposed to be?
She's like a young person in the military.
So she's over 21.
Yeah, so at least 21.
If she was like 14...
No, it's definitely not that.
Like, that would probably take some convincing. You know, I don't think that they would fully grasp what the fuck's going on. If you're maybe up to the age of 25, because supposedly the brain's still evolving or growing at that point, and maybe you just don't have like the understanding of what's going on in life. But I don't know. If somebody came up to me, if I was like 21 and somebody came up to me and shot me in the face and I blacked out, and then like a couple hours later woke up and was like, why is there no hole in my forehead? How is it that I'm still alive? And somebody goes, you can't die. I'll be like, that explains a lot.
All right, moving on.
Like, you know, I really hate it when they have plot points like that, where it's like,
we're just wasting
what's
time.
there to not understand? Like, like this, that was my biggest problem with Stuber. I've never heard anybody that's like gone days or whatever without being able to see after the procedure.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, I thought it was going to be just Batista being like. I didn't think it was going to be all on him being blind. Like, I thought he was just using that Uber the entire time because he's already in the car.
Like it would have been one thing if he like, you know, I don't know, he got it done. Something happened and he was trying to like, you know, still go out and do something, you know, immediately afterwards with his car and wrecked it. But seriously, like when I got mine done, like so the whole procedure lasted like 15 to 30 minutes, okay? And most of that was just prep work. I think the actual procedure itself lasted all of like 42 seconds. And that's not a lie, okay? Like that's literally what happens. Like they, you know, they do their little thing and your vision goes really blurry and then they do something else and, you know, like depending on if they have to like there's like two different procedures, one with like lasers and one where they have to like manually well, I don't know if it's manual, but they have to like reshape your eye themselves. Like seriously, it was like 7 seconds this eye, 7 seconds that eye, and then they moved me over, did some other shit, and it literally all lasted like 40 something seconds. But the whole thing took about 30 minutes for all the prep work and everything. And when Adam came to pick me up, 15 minutes after I got done, I was reading license plates on the way home. This was a fucking blur to me, okay? Like I had 2400 vision. So at 20 feet, you could read something. If I was standing at 20 feet, you could read the same thing standing at 400 feet, okay? That was how bad my vision was. 15 minutes after the procedure, I could read people's license plates that were passing us on the way home. Okay, so the Stuber thing was like, I really fucking hate dumbass plot points like that. You know, stop wasting time. Just fucking do something.
This one didn't last that long, but the first, like, what, 20, 30 minutes? Might have been that. It was like, I guess 20 minutes after they got her. So that's when she was like, oh my God, I live forever? Hello? And then once she finally got it through her head, that's when like the backstory for all the rest of her squad was going through. You started to get to know the rest of the squad. But that first time when you go get her, it's a bunch of fucking, I'm not really immortal. Watch. Bitch, I just shot you, and now you're back. So, and it's like here. Bullet was right here. Same frame, you see it regenerate. And then she gets up and goes, "Did you shoot me?" I was like,
some bullshit.
What? Yeah, I'm like, nah, bro.
Just look at the floor then.
The bullet was on the floor.
Bullet?
Yeah, that I'm like, come on. Anyway, but besides that, I mean, like
maybe 15 minutes of kind of like.
Even that's stretching. 15 minutes is a lot.
Like, I mean, it would have been. I think if they had said it to me, you know, after his initial thing, where maybe I got shot or like they cut my jugular or something, and you know, I woke up in a hospital and I was bandaged and whatever, but I should still have like a scar or something,
right?
You know, but then I would be like, that's a little weird, you know. And if somebody came up to me and said you're immortal, I'd have been like, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, nobody's immortal. Everybody dies. That's really dumb. And then if he pulled out a gun and shot me in the head and then I woke up, I'd be like, okay, I'm immortal. Like, there's nothing else to prove here. There's not like it's not like.
There's no second level to that. It's okay. I beat the boss, which was a bullet to the head.
You know?
But yeah, besides that, I mean, the action sequences are pretty cool. It's just they weren't that often. It's not like often like an Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde, you have like a minute or two of like downtime, and then bam, someone's on like trying to attack her, and it's go time. Here, there's some good chunks in between to give backstory for the character. So, but I mean, like I said, it's just kind of an average action sequence, action movie, I guess. Is that the only part you didn't like?
Would you guys recommend watching it?
Here's my thing. If you haven't watched Atomic Blonde, I'd recommend you go watch that. If you've already seen Atomic Blonde, then why not? This is a little. I don't know. No, I can't recommend watching this. I can't. I'm gonna stick with the no. Randall, where you at on that?
I don't know.
You're on an I don't know or a no?
I don't know.
You don't know if it. Are you like at a stalemate? Like the bad kind of evens out the good?
I mean, I took some things from it.
Okay.
But I was looking at it more from I can implement this into my own little films.
You mean be inspired by it? No copyright infringement.
So would you say it's kind of like an
You're
art
inspired
piece
by
if
it.
you wanted to study it? Do you think it works well as that?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Do you think it works well as like a movie to watch as a study piece? The way like the one movie with fucking Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, how watching it was pretty garbage, but there are things artistically you could take from it. You think it does well in that regard, or not even?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think that all movies are underneath that category where you can learn something even from the most trash movies. So, yeah.
I have a movie for you to watch then. Right? Kelsey
What
was in
movie?
this.
I'm excited to hear the
It's
name
Alien
of this.
3000. It's Alien 3000. I want you to watch
That's what I
that
thought you were
and
gonna
come
go
back
with.
and tell me what did you learn from that movie.
I've never even heard of that.
Tonka
But I wa-
truck.
Yeah.
Tonka's off.
That's all I want to do is I want to show you that, and then if you can honestly take something from that, then all right, I'll take your word for it. But that movie is just there so we can laugh at it. Anyway, I derailed the conversation. You're still on an I don't know. Then what are the stuff that you liked? The action sequences, I'm assuming.
The fight choreography was
The Velocipaster. Go ahead.
well,
There's a movie called The Velocipaster.
it's the teammate combat stuff, like when someone would like set somebody up.
Oh, that was really cool. Yeah.
That stuff was pretty cool. Other than that, it's for all I can say is for me it was like a learning situation. It was like I learned some things from fight choreography. I learned some things from like
Oh, I have one thing to add too. Because it's gonna be a spoiler, but I don't think anyone here is gonna watch it. So
I don't know.
Watch the
That's
Old
pretty
Guard?
much it.
yeah.
I'm watching it right now.
All right.
Right?
So, one of the backstories for Charlize Theron's character is she's
Oh
really
my
old.
God.
Yeah, Randall, I'm gonna go there because they need to know about it. Because I thought it was something I haven't seen before. Anyway, they were like who knows how long ago? Maybe like year 800, whatever. They're really old, right? Anyway, her Charlize Theron character and the other lady, I forgot the character's name, they get captured, right? So they were casted off as witches because they're immortal. So they grab the friend and seal her in an iron cage, right? And then throw her in the bottom of the ocean. Now, what happens is as follows. You hold your breath for as long as you can. Then you can't hold your breath anymore. So now you're drowning.
That's how air works.
Yeah.
Needing oxygen works.
Gotcha. So then you drown and die, right?
Well,
she's
that's
immortal,
typically
right?
how it's supposed to work.
Well, she's immortal, so she comes back with lungs filled with water and drowns again. And then dies. And then she comes back again, and now there's still water, and you're drowning again, and then you die. And then she comes back, and so I learned from this movie, that is the worst fucking way to die. Over and
Yeah,
over.
seriously. Like, drowning has got to be a terrible experience to begin with, but to, like...
Who knows how long she's been
just
down
come
there?
back and...
They said 500
Yeah.
years.
500 years it was? She drowned for 500 years. Dying and coming back. I'm like, holy shit. That's one thing the good thing that I take away from this. Because that's like, I've never seen that kind of like torture / death before.
Can you imagine like the amount of PTSD? If someone like, oh, here's some water, you slap that shit immediately.
Facts, bro. Like at that point, nope. I'll dehydrate before I drink water again. I thought that was something that was like, oh shit, like that's definitely worth noting. I haven't seen something like that before.
This makes me think of a. I thought there was a TV series, or maybe it was just the movie. I'm not. When did the movie come out? You'll know. There was a TV series a while ago, and I can't think of the name of it. Where the cast was like immortal, and they went through the years, but didn't really do anything. And I can't think of the name of this TV show.
Are they vampires?
No, they just don't age, and so they keep in contact with each other, but change their lives around all the time. And I can't think of what it's called.
Huh, I don't know. Hokan in the chat says
I'll have to
witches are
find it.
not immortal. I know they're not immortal. The characters in there, since it was so old, they were in a time where it's like, oh shit, they have to be witches. They had the whole priest going up to him with you're Satan or whatever the shit is, and they believed that they were demons or whatever the hell it is. So they called them witches and threw them in the water. I didn't write it. That's it. We gotta move on. Randall, you're gonna round us out here with the reviews. You watched a movie called Fright Night. That's a cue, Randall? Okay, thank you.
I forget the actor's name. I can't think of his name. But anyway.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell?
Yeah, Colin Farrell. It's supposed to be a remake of an original one. I think there was an original Fright Night movie. I don't know if it is a remake or if it's a continuation, but it's supposed to be like a
Fright Night?
Yeah.
I think there's an original.
Yeah.
A remake of Tom Holland's Fright Night, the film's screenplay.
So I didn't see the original.
It's a 1985 movie.
And I don't know anything about it, but basically Colin Farrell's character is I'm gonna go ahead and say he's a vampire. Cause I don't know if
they keep it ambiguous?
I can't remember. Yeah, no, they probably did. I just don't remember because it's been over a week, I think. So basically he moves into this small town, and I guess he does this pretty often. He goes into the town and just pretty much destroys everybody one by one. And this kid...
Wait, kills them? He doesn't turn them into vampires?
It looked like he turns people, and if he can't turn them, then he uses them for as a snack or whatever. As food. Why did I watch this movie? I don't know. I honestly don't know why I watched this movie.
What attracted you to it?
I don't know.
The cover? Maybe Colin Farrell was in it.
I think the pattern was I was looking at something that had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and then it made me think of Total Recall, and I was like, I should watch Total Recall, but then I remember that there was an updated version of Total Recall
with Colin Farrell.
Had Colin Farrell in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that one.
Okay.
Even though I had saw it before, it had been such a long time since I've seen it. So I was like, why not? I'll watch it.
Do you remember okay, that's another question. Go ahead.
So I just watched it. Since I had already seen it before, I figured I would watch it while I did some art. So I watched it while I did some art. And then I was like, sometimes I get to this mood where if I watch a movie with a particular actor, I'm like, well, let me see what else is in their catalog. And I watch some more of their movies. I was on a Schwarzenegger binge. I was on a Bruce Willis binge, whatever. But I'm digressing from the point. The point is that that's how I got into watching this movie. So I watched Total Recall, and then I was like, well, what else is he in that I haven't seen? And Fright Night was the movie. So I watched Fright Night, even though I've never seen it before. I've never seen the original. And I don't know what to tell you about this movie. There were some interesting things that I found pretty, I don't know if cool is the word I want to use, but they were stuff that I don't think I've ever seen or heard before in relation to vampires.
Okay.
So there was this thing where they can't come into he couldn't come into your house unless you invited him.
Yes.
You've heard that before?
I've heard there's like a list of rules that they have to follow.
That's
like
vampire lore, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know anything about that. So that was new to me, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was like, wow, I never knew that. I've never seen that in any movies that had vampires in it. Like,
Gotcha.
Definitely none of the Blade movies.
I think Castlevania did it.
The animated?
I think the one that on Netflix, I think they did that.
I don't remember him trying to go into any place.
You don't. Okay, I have to
But I
double check.
will say, did you watch Batman vs. Dracula?
I did not.
You have, Anthony. I've watched you watch it.
Batman versus Dracula?
The cartoon one.
Damn, I don't remember it then. That's been deleted from my memory.
Oh, Randall didn't give me an answer. So if he
He's
did,
thinking. I can see his eyes. He's thinking.
when they did the party scene, and Dracula comes into Alucard comes into the Wayne Manor, he literally just waits there until Alfred asks him to come inside.
So what happens? What are the repercussions?
They die.
They probably just
So it's like getting exploded by the sun?
Sometimes you see so like in Adventure Time you see that happen. He just completely becomes ashes.
Okay, so I thought that was just interesting. What else? Colin Farrell. I think is a good actor. I haven't seen many movies that he's done, but he was compelling enough to me where I was like, I wouldn't say I was hanging on to every word, but I think he did a good job at drawing my attention while I was watching it.
Okay.
He did a good job at having this very like creepy. I'm gonna just stick with creepy. It was really creepy. It was creepy in its purest form, because it was like he would try to get into people's houses, but he couldn't go in unless
he was invited.
Invited. So it was like this one scene where like he asked his neighbor for a beer because he had some girl coming over or whatever, and at this point in the movie, the guy knows, or he has speculation on who or what he is. So he ends up dropping something while he's digging through the refrigerator. And he was like, "Hey man, I can help you if you want me to come in or whatever." He was like, No, I got this, bro.
You stay where the fuck you are.
Yeah. So it was like real creepy because you could see like he's like
fiending for trying to get
trying to get in or whatever. Even the way he talks to people, he looks at them in such a creepy way, like as if somebody's like at a deli looking at their food before they order it. So that part of the movie, his acting was like, I thought was pretty cool. Other than that, it's alright. It's not. I wouldn't like recommend it to my friends. I think it's just one of those movies that you stumble upon and you watch for whatever reason.
I wonder if the 80s version holds up.
I don't know.
Did you watch the 80s version, Kelsey? Because you mentioned
no, but I have heard decent things about it.
Oh, okay. So I might have to check that out. That's dope. So you don't recommend it because it's just not.
There's not enough like stuff in the movie to make you sit there and watch an entire movie. There's this like little trinkets of,
of valuable moments.
Yeah, it's not enough to warrant somebody sitting there. At least not for me to say, "Hey, you should check this out."
Gotcha. Okay. It's a nice and easy one. Oof, and that's about it, peeps. Kelsey, you have anything?
I mean, other than us playing Remnant together.
That's true, Remnant from Saturday. So far I'm digging it. Like, we're kind of getting like, we're just following you because we have no idea what the hell we're doing. But the combat's still like for the last time we played it, it still feels great. The trait stuff, I do want to max those out on like a cloned character to see what kind of difference does it make on like, but whenever we finish the game, we'll get to end game. to see, or maybe they scale up according to what you have. I don't know what the case is, but leveling all that stuff, I'm digging it. I like that all of it feeds into those traits, or you can use the currency to upgrade your weapons, and then you can buy more weapons once you get further into the game, I'm assuming, and then continue upgrading those.
I mean, you probably won't max everything out by the time you actually finish the first playthrough.
Oh, okay.
You might if you like, go do other stuff. There's not really an end game. It's just
You just run through it again with your character?
you just
Got
like
it.
the end game, I guess, is playing it on the hardest difficulty.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
probably about it. It's kind of like they kind of do. It's similar to like I don't really know.
Like Borderlands with the Vault Hunter mode, where it's like increased levels and
So you just keep going and going and going, and
Diablo.
eventually like you'll get your gear up there. But I don't know that there's really truly an end game. I don't know if it expands anymore if you get up into Apocalypse. I doubt it.
okay.
But you can play the survival version, which I'm pretty sure is you jump in, and if you die, that's it. Like, it's a brand new character, and you just go and go and go until you can't go anymore.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Yeah, so far I'm digging it. It's not like I said, we haven't gotten to the end game, or like not end game, to the end of the story yet. We're not even listening to the story, to be honest. I just want to shoot shit. Shooting shit's satisfying. I like that you don't have like a boatload of ammo, so managing what to shoot at and what's like melee or aiming is crucial, so you can get those sweet crit spots. Like all those moves and attacks matter. I can't just run in there and just fucking shoot at everything.
yeah,
I don't like that when you pick up an item, we all get it, but with ammo, it's one person gets it. I wish they just
I agree with
instanced
that.
like
agree with
like
that.
I said when I reviewed it, there were a lot of things that I had complaints about. Like the game itself is great. It's a lot of fun, especially if you have more people to like go and do stuff. Trying to keep everybody alive and that kind of stuff. But I really don't like that you only get weapons from killing bosses, in which you may not actually even get a weapon. The weapons themselves are pretty limited in what you can actually pick up. And the ammo thing. Like I feel like if you're gonna just share stuff, I should just be able, like, if you guys are out and there's a shit ton of ammo near me, I should just be able to pick it up and have it give it to you. Like,
Yeah, especially if like traits and stuff are just magically attached to me. Like if you already have that happening with any other currency and stuff you pick up, I don't understand why the magazine ones don't work or the rounds don't do the same thing.
No, those are the complaints I have too. I have 3 complaints, and that's one of them.
what's your others?
The ammo instance is 1. 2, it doesn't seem like there's too much content, so I really wish it was more Borderlands in the sense that anything can drop a weapon or something like that. Because I've been using the same shotgun since I started, and I want more variety.
Yeah.
Then the third one, what the hell was my? Oh, it takes 7 years to use any item.
Oh,
Why?
because it's supposed to have that like Souls feeling where it's like if you can commit to an item use, you got to use it in a safe place and not just pop it.
Even the Souls games are faster. Like Bloodborne, the healing, you go, and sure it takes like a second or 2, and then you can do something.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
was it
animation
taking-
though is he pulls it out, looks at it, and then pats
Oh.
himself on the back or whatever, and it's like, why can't he just hit himself with it?
Okan in the chat's not a fan of Borderlands. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, man, I'm digging it so far. Like, I'm liking going through the worlds and stuff. And you say there's like more worlds to go through and stuff. Like right now we're in that
so I think-
desert island, or we're not desert island. We're like in that desert area.
Yeah, so I don't remember the names of them. I think there's like 3 or 4 different worlds that you end up going through. So you have like Earth, which is the one we already went through, and then we found the tower, and then we go to whatever that area is, and then once we get to a certain point in there, we'll go to a third one, which is like a kind of like an Amazon rainforest swamp type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's one other one. I don't honestly remember. But and then you like come back to Earth and finish off the story.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But the story, I'm just there for the, like, I don't know what the hell they were telling me in the beginning. I'm like, I just want to shoot shit. So
Yeah. So it's nice. Like, it's not one that you really need to pay attention to the story. I don't really understand what the story's about. Like, I've read and watched all of it. I still don't like really know. And that's kind of whatever. The one thing I do like is that when you shoot something, it feels good. It's got feedback, you know? Like, especially when you fire the sniper rifle, like, it feels like a good shot.
yeah,
you
the
know?
gunplay it does feel great. Shooting with the charge rifle I have, those 2 shots, I'm like, oh shit. I quickly swap to like the revolver. That each shot's nice and loud. The camera moves just enough where it's not obnoxious. Like, it feels good.
Yeah. The other thing I really like is the dodging feels pretty decent.
Oh yes, because you can roll and stuff.
Yeah, so like they have like the invincibility frames, so you actually get to, when you dodge, it feels like you're dodging. You're not like just having to hope and pray like you do in some of the Souls games. But yeah, I mean, depending on the weapon, so like a really shitty part about the game is that depending on which weapon you want to use, like if Brian only wants to use shotguns, we may not even come across the boss that drops another shotgun. Like, that's the thing. Like, we
So
could run through the story 3, 4, 5 times and never find a boss
The
that
boss
has a
that
shotgun.
drops it, got it.
Yeah.
So he's stuck
So-
with that until he finds another one.
Yeah. So
That
I mean,
sucks.
if all he wants to use is the shotgun, that's kind of it. I
He'll
mean,
have to max
there
that
are
out.
some things that you can do like story wise differently, but for the most part, I think there's only like 1 or 2 guaranteed boss fights. One is the Root Mother, which is that one where they just kept coming at us and we had to survive or keep the mother alive until in the little church.
Okay.
And then what was the other one? Oh, you can fight some dude in the like at the end of the area that we're getting ready to come up to. You can either choose to fight him or not.
I'm assuming we're fighting him because he dropped something.
I mean, I think he drops. Pretty sure he drops something. I don't remember what it is. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we're
sure all
fighting him.
bosses drop an item that you can turn in for something. I don't remember if it's a weapon or if it's like another mod. I was really hoping we got to fight the dragon so that we could get the flaming submachine gun, because that thing is just amazing.
And that's all random, right?
Yeah.
Can
We can-
bosses spawn randomly only in certain areas, or can we get the dragon later on?
No, I think they only spawn. You only get
Per
a handful
area?
of bosses per each area.
Got it.
It's probably like Binding of Isaac. Or World 1, you get 1 from a pool. World 2, you get 1 from a pool.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, so that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
My other
So
complaint,
what we
speaking
could
of
do if like
guns-
we wanted to try and farm a specific weapon is they have they have 3 different modes. So you have your normal story mode, you have adventure mode, and then you have survival mode. Story mode, obviously, you just keep moving forward. You can re-roll it at any time. Like, we could start over right now and see if we get a different set of bosses on Earth where we can just keep going through. All of the items, like the stuff to upgrade weapons and things, upgrades as you continuously upgrade your equipment, which is
Okay.
nice. So like you're not having to like get to a certain point before you can start getting newer materials, I believe. Adventure mode is you can choose which world you want to go through. So like if we wanted to do Earth a couple of times to try and get the dragon, we could just roll the adventure mode, which doesn't do anything to the story, fight a couple of the bosses. If we don't ever come across the dragon, re-roll the adventure mode and do it again. And then, if it takes us, 3 or 4 times going through Earth, and to finally get it, then we can go back to the story and, go
My
back
chat
to
made
doing
me
what
dab.
we're doing.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was
At
a little
you're,
scared
Yeah,
there.
you're like, what the hell is he doing? Is he gonna strike Randall? Would never. He'd parry it.
The other complaint is if they didn't add more guns, which clearly they don't have too many variety like Borderlands or Division or whatever. Mod it, like attachments is something I would have wanted instead of just you put this on here, you can summon someone. Yeah, but what if I want, more damage at the cost of recoil or just some way to make the gun fit me since there's not too many guns.
So I think they sort of do that with the accessories. So you get like, a necklace and 2 rings, which I've never understood how you have, fucking 10 fingers and you can only ever wear 2 rings. Doesn't make any sense.
All that power is really heavy. So you can only afford to put 2 on. It's really heavy.
So is my cock, but I still carry that around.
Oh, big man over here. Wow. Must be nice.
But, it's never like, at least Dark Souls, when it got later, you could wear 4 rings. So I mean, at least that was like a nice little expanse.
Oh,
put 3 rings on one hand and try to hold a weapon. It's not that hard. It really isn't, especially since we're carrying guns.
Yeah, those are facts.
They should let me I need a game that lets me triple wield guns. So there's a character in One Piece who has swords in each hand, sword in the mouth, right? I want revolvers in each hand, shotgun in my mouth. All right?
That's called suicide.
It's called Cobaining it. All right. Moving on from that dark joke there. All right. So, yeah, Remnant, I'm digging it so far. We're going to probably keep playing. I don't know when yet. But we'll play through that story. We'll play through the story mode, but we're skipping this cutscene, so you're just going to see us run through the maps, pretty much. That's about that. About it on that.
I got to find... Since it's apparently only 3-player, I got to find time to play with you guys and then play with Adam and Randall.
Because Adam bought it as well.
Yeah, Adam bought it as well. I'm still really disappointed and salty about the fact that it's only 3 players.
Do you know how many copies of Skullgirls Randall could have bought instead for $6.23, including the DLC?
Those are big facts. All right, releases for the week.
You missed one on this list and I'm pissed off.
Watchmen plus?
And the releases.
Me?
What?
I didn't write that. That was all Kelsey that wrote that.
Oh, Kelsey, you're pissing me off.
What
what
happened?
Oh, Paper Mario. Yeah.
I thought that was last week.
It's this week. All right, so this week, releasing Hyperscape open beta's out. You can go ahead and launch Uplay, go play it.
Sorry.
And then Neon Abyss, which is a roguelike platformer run and gun game on the Xbox Game Pass.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I had it on my Steam wishlist. I didn't know it was going to be on Game Pass. And then on Twitter, I saw today it's on Game Pass. So
oh, really?
I get to
on
try
Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh,
PC Game Pass or just console?
I don't know.
I'm checking PC now.
Yeah, because that's on my wishlist. Ass whale.
Yeah. We have Rocket Arena, which is the EA 3v3 character shooter. I think it's like a class, like a hero-based shooter, 3v3, but it's all rockets. That looked pretty interesting from the trailer. I might give that a shot, see how it plays.
Is it free?
I think so, but I don't know for sure.
Neon Abyss is on the Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Okay.
Fucking go, bro! I told y'all.
Fucking go, bro.
But I won't have time for that because I'll tell you in a minute. We have Beyond Steel Sky. Which one's this, dude? I don't know about this.
So, this one, I'm not entirely sure,
what the hell
but it
is
looks
this?
kind of like it's got like an Outer Worlds feel to it.
A groundbreaking 3D adventure thriller set in an AI-driven future, subvert the world, hack the systems, and solve the conspiracy to uncover the devastating truth.
Real quick, Rocket Arena is $30.
Ah, okay. So it's not free to play. So I guess I won't be trying that.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this. It looked nice, and so I thought I would put it in there as something to maybe somebody might check out.
It does look pretty neat.
Again,
it does.
They don't show any. Their gameplay is literally just him walking around and staring at the scenery, and then maybe talking to a few people. That's what their trailer shows.
It might be
fucking hate developers that do that shit.
I think it's just an adventure game then. I don't think you do much than then like talk
Well,
around,
according
talk
to this,
people.
it says you're Robert Foster. A child has been abducted in a brutal attack, and you have vowed to bring him home. The trail has led you to Union City, one of the last remaining megacities in a world ravaged by shattering wars and political meltdown.
Then I think it's a detective like adventure game then.
Maybe. I don't know much about it. I just was looking through the list of games that are coming out this week,
Yeah.
and it looks
It looks
like it
nice.
could
I like
be
the art style.
interesting,
Looks
but
it's like a comic book, like Borderlands-esque, but more
Mhm.
3D. But it looks pretty cool. Oh, Hobby says Rocket Arena looks like Gaga also. Damn, Hobby is not about it. And then the one and only Ghost of Tsushima Friday releases on PS4. You play as Jin, whose clan has been decimated by the Mongolians. You seek revenge. You can do it two ways: stealth or straight up head on killing everything in your face. The Anthony way.
When you played Hitman, did you ever do any of the stealth shit?
Fuck off. I literally try to get as close as possible to shoot him and then run away.
I've seen I've seen him start a mission, never stop jogging pace, walk up to the guy, shoot him, and then turn around and go.
And then I get into a firefight and just start shooting. Mostly because I love the ragdoll in Hitman games because they're stiff, but like stiff ragdolls. So you'll shoot them and they just like fall down, and it's just really fucking funny to watch.
Yeah, they don't do the ragdoll system very well in some of the earlier ones.
But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima on Friday. I think I'm gonna be streaming it. So we don't know.
If you stream that, I won't stream Paper Mario.
Just stream Paper Mario. What? I don't get it. What?
So I want to watch.
Oh. But that's gonna be like a whole thing. Well, anyway, Creeks is up. Oh, and also the same day as Paper Mario on the 17th, this Friday. Switch, I think it is. Only.
Yeah.
It's not like on mobile or anything, right? Okay.
No.
So Creeks is actually next week. I realized that it's on the 22nd, not the 21st.
What is
Get
your
this?
shit
Oh,
together.
it's an indie adventure puzzle game.
Oh, you
But
lost me.
It reminds me a lot of what was that dark game where you're like the little dark creature that ran around? I can't think of the name.
You talking about Below?
Maybe
Not Below. I'm sorry. Limbo is the
Limbo?
one.
Limbo. Yes, Limbo.
It's Limbo. Yeah, Below something else.
You know, it makes me think a lot of the Limbo game
Mhm.
because it looks like it's like a puzzle, you know, and the art style looks really cool. The animations look really cool. I thought it would be something that you would enjoy. So
Yeah, I might have to check this out. I might have to add this to my wish list. The ground starts shaking, light bulbs are breaking, and something rather unusual is happening right behind the walls of your very room. Equipped with nothing but wit and courage, you slowly descend into a world inhabited by avian folk and seemingly deadly furniture monsters. What the heck?
yeah, it has a very Abe's Oddworld feel to it, with like it's not like a fighter like Hollow Knight is, but
I think it's just mostly like puzzles and stuff, like trying to get
Yeah.
you're descending and figuring out a way to get through the next level.
yeah,
Maybe
but
physics
I
based.
thought you might enjoy it, so I put it on there.
Yeah. I'll definitely add that to my wish list when it comes out. Or maybe when it's on sale, I don't know. Movies, I have no idea what's coming out on digital anymore, so because they just pop up. So, Godspeed.
Well, that and everything's been delayed almost indefinitely until
yeah.
all this shit, you know, goes away. New Zealand, I think, is the only place that you can actually film movies right now, and people aren't risking doing anything right now.
That makes sense.
I've only seen 2 movies this year still.
Jesus, Brian. And then we got music this week by
I started listening to like 5 albums.
The Pretenders, Ellie Goulding, even though I thought she dropped an album like a week ago, because I heard it. So unless there's more tracks coming out this week. The Chicks, Nicholas Jar? What is that? Jar. Sorry. I can't even pronounce this. Proto Martyr?
Yeah, you got it.
Surfer Blood, Bush. I don't know if that's the George Bush. Bronson, and Blue in Exile. Did I say the Pretenders? Oh, Gang of Four
Yes.
is the one I didn't say. Oh no, and How the fuck? Larajo?
Mirajo?
Laraji. And then Jarv is ... These names are getting crazy, people. That's what's coming out this week. That's it for notable releases. Let's see. I guess we can wrap this thing up. Unless you guys have anything else y'all want to speak on.
Nothing that comes to mind right now.
Anybody care about the Ubisoft game show, like the showcase on Sunday?
I didn't even know that was coming up.
Well, I mean, it already happened last Sunday.
Oh, I didn't know it happened.
Okay, well, and
Didn't
no
even
one
watch it.
and no one cares the Stadia here, so we're just gonna move on then. That's it. Speaking of showcase, though, Xbox will have one next Thursday, the 23rd, I think it is, or maybe Tuesday. I'm sorry, it's 20. I think it's next Thursday in the afternoon. They're gonna show off their first party games. So the new Halo should be coming up. They should show something of the new Halo and whatever other first party games they have development for the next Xbox. So, speaking of Halo, also sorry, Brian, Halo 3 is now available for the Master Chief Collection.
Is it though?
Yeah, it should be. So if you have Master Chief Collection, boom, Halo 3's out. And I think that's it for news.
Randall might care about this. Bandai Namco's having a whole week of a live event starting like this Friday until the next Friday, and there might be some Tekken info.
Maybe new Tekken for the new consoles.
I doubt they're making a new Tekken anytime soon.
Didn't Tekken 7 come out near the beginning of PS4?
It came out like that was like 3 or 4 years ago on console, but that game is still getting bigger and bigger.
Oh, okay. Though they might announce like a PS5 version, like a visual upgrade for the PS5, so you can use the extra horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Just like an updated version.
Well, you know the PS5 can do 8K.
Get the fuck out of here.
I keep checking the Steam page for the Power Rangers DLC, but it's still not on Steam yet.
That's weird.
Pissing me off. That's all I got.
What
are you doing this week, Anthony?
This weekend? Well, okay, so Friday afternoon after I work out, goes to Tsushima. That's honestly the only thing that I have. Oh, on Thursday we're playing SCP. So I'll just set up a server, like their own custom server, I guess. Not custom server, like their own private server, I guess. I did it last time. I just gotta remember how to do it again. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm gonna burp again. No, I'm good. And then tomorrow, I don't know what I'm streaming. We moved all of Janiana's stuff from her Animal Crossing island. So now I got my own island. I gotta start from scratch. So I might do that and just chill and fish. Cause fuck, I love fishing in that game.
There you go.
We'll see. Cause I have so much. My backlog in gaming has reached a level of holy fuck, overwhelming. So like like Neon Abyss, I wanted to play. Now it's out on Game Pass. That's another one on the list. So it's like fuck, and I gotta record all this too because it's content. So there's a lot to record, a lot to play. So the Division 2 is still in the back of my head going, hey, there's a new Manhunt out. You should play it.
You know what else is content?
What's up?
Randall streaming his drawing.
He's not going to do it. He's just not. Look at him. He's looking at me like I said something wrong. What? I didn't say something wrong. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And then I had to take next week completely off because I capped my PTO hours. So in order for me to get more PTO, I needed to use some. So I have all of next week off. So I'm going to be probably Ghost of Tsushima, and like I'm going to be hopefully recording as much as I can, get a bunch of YouTube stuff up. Yeah, maybe watch a bunch of stuff. Like I'll have enough time. So maybe not next week's episode. Episode 103 should be filled with shit.
Dude, do me a favor and don't do that. Don't put like 17. I have to scroll 3 times to see someone else's post.
Oh, then I'll just
like
break it up.
Time.
I'll break it up into different episodes. What's up, Real? You're getting in the chat. And that's it, man. There's a coworker's birthdays like a birthday party this weekend. He's just gonna grill some stuff, eat some steak, chicken, and shit. So
In that order?
yeah, I'm gonna eat shit right after chicken. So I mean that's what.
Little shits like you for breakfast. You eat shit for breakfast?
Yeah. Oh my god. Again, I needed another shout out again. I'm already on season 6 or 7 of fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
Fucking show, man. Like, watch it if you haven't. It's just great. The synergy is
All right.
fantastic.
So I have to ask, has it gotten annoying yet?
It hasn't. Like, so I'm at season 7. I'm like, I guess I'm an idiot because I like everything that's gone so far.
They
Who
just,
was it?
I don't know.
Like, who was it that you're like, fuck this character?
It's not. No. It's not like fuck the character. I'm just like, guys, come on, tone it down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But Boyle is just so invested in Amy and Jake's relationship, and it's like, back off, dude. Like, come on, you know. I mean, like me down. If I were living down there, or if Randall was, every time you guys were sitting on the couch, you guys gonna kiss? You guys should kiss. What are you guys doing?
Gotcha.
You should make a baby. You know,
Gotcha.
like
Okay. So
and
those
it's just-
running gags are you just like, I'm done with them.
Yeah,
Got
the only other one that I like that just got really old really quick was the Pontiac Bandit. Like, it was funny, but it was like every time, come on, guys. Like,
Every time I see
time-
him, I'm like, yes, this is gonna be a good episode.
I do like what they did with him, where they like brought him in as like Jake's actual friend, because
Yeah.
Jake doesn't really have friends.
Besides Boyle, and he's on another
You
level
know?
of clingy. So
And Boyle is like what was the episode where, oh, the Die Hard episode where they're trapped in the mall with the Canadians.
they're trapped in the mall with the Canadians.
Hang on. Oh,
Dang,
The
you
Die
just
Hard
spoiled
episode-
The entire finale.
The Die Hard
it's
episode,
not
I remember.
a finale. It's a random.
Oh yes, I remember now. It wasn't. It was a store. It was a shop. I don't know if it was like a mall. It was like one store. And there
Maybe.
was Boyle,
I thought it was the mall. But
Gina.
they were like trying to. He had forgotten to get Amy a gift, he had forgotten to get, or Boyle. Was it Boyle? I don't remember.
it was somebody. I don't remember who it was. And then Terry comes
Yeah.
in later to help him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm
I
sorry.
don't even remember where I was going with this.
Sorry. You said the Die Hard stuff.
Yeah. Oh, at the very end of the episode, he's like, well, who'd you forget? And he's like, well, I forgot to get you a present. And he's like, why didn't you just tell me that? And he goes, and then Boyle goes, oh, because it would have spiraled me into a deep depression, and I would have, probably ended up killing myself or something. Like,
Yeah.
just like something that was like super dark. It was, he's becoming a stage 3 clinger, where it's like his whole life depends on Jake being happy, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like
You're over it.
Boyle is his own person. Like, he's
Mhm.
got his own kid, or then the girl and whatever, and it's like,
And the kid sometimes comes on air, and the girl's like non-existent. So it's like, I guess it's not that important for him. I don't know. Yeah, he could
I
definitely
do-
use a. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I do
Yeah, you
love
know.
how whenever Jake or anybody else says the kid's name, he's like, corrects them, but it sounds exactly the same.
Yes, Nikolaj.
Nikolaj, yes.
Nikolaj. I hear it. I'm doing the same thing. Nikolaj. Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm
Yeah, so
Totally
far,
in love with Captain Holt and his husband. Like, the two of them are great.
yeah,
Rosa, fucking amazing. Amy is awesome. Jake is obviously hilarious. Hitchcock and Scully are probably my two favorite characters.
I saw the backstory of when they were younger with the case they had to revisit, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go hit the gym for the second time today. Oh, have these wings, and then it went downhill from there. They were like fucking buff jock, like cops getting it done.
So they kind of fucked that up, because in an earlier episode, I think it was, they talked about how in the 70s, because I think that was them in the 80s, and then in the 70s they're as big as they are now, and he like has heart attacks and things all the time.
Oh.
And so people have posted online like, you can't. This should be just the backstory, and then like that stuff should happen later. Come on.
Oh, I didn't catch it. So it's like there's plot holes then. Oh well. Jambi in the chat is like, what the fuck is this name now? Well, this is now the rebrand of what we're doing here. It's an umbrella brand where my content will live, and anyone else like Brian's stuff or Javi in the chat or Johan or me and my girlfriend doing some like split screen stuff. It's not just myself.
So did you rename your account Split Screen Losers?
Yeah, everything's been swapped over.
Gotcha.
It just made more sense for me. After a while, I'm like, should I make another account of everything, or should I just rebrand this?
So I was looking to see if we could create like a team, but you apparently have to have a partner.
Yeah, you have to be a partner to get team. I looked into that.
I mean, I could
But-
probably ask a friend who's a partner to do it for us if you really wanted me to.
Oh, but he'd have to be in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's up to you. But this account is Split Screen Losers. I couldn't get the losers without the underscore, unfortunately. And there's some other
Ah,
stuff I had
dang.
to. Yeah, it's. And I can't call Twitch and be like, hey, delete that account.
Actually, I think you can put in a request.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because I thought about that after Randall had to put the underscores under his. I'm pretty sure if an account is inactive for a certain period of time, you can message Twitch and say, hey, is this account, like, I can't use this name, but the account hasn't had any activity on it whatsoever. Can I have the name? And they'll rename or delete the other account.
Oh. I have to check that out. And why did you put in 2 underscores? Was one already taken as well?
I just want to stop first, and I want to say how he didn't tell me that when I told him why I put 2 underscores under my name. He didn't tell
I didn't
me all
think
of this
about.
about.
I just said I didn't
said,
thought about
yeah.
it after Brandel had mentioned it. Like
yeah, but
I
that
went and looked it
conversation
up.
was a while ago.
Yeah, and we haven't really thought. I wasn't registering it because it's not like it's a common topic of conversation. He changed his name, made the statement. It made me remember that you could do that.
It just triggered it, Randall. Triggered a memory.
Randall,
Certain-
you're really gonna use that channel anyway.
Oh,
Why'd you put 2 underscore instead of 1?
Because somebody had one with one underscore.
What?
Yeah.
That's some dumb shit. I don't even know if Jambi's here. He asked the question. I think he probably left. All right. Well, that's the answer anyway. What are we talking about?
Who do you write to?
I think
What's
you
up?
just email Twitch. I think there's like a support Twitch thing. I'll have to find the article again.
All right, he can.
Because
Send
when
you
I
that.
looked it up, someone said you can't. Like they choose when they want to release accounts that are inactive.
I mean, yeah. If you let it do it automatically, then yeah. But he's saying you go.
No, I'm
talk
saying
to
like people. Maybe the article that I read was old, but in the article there were people asking for the same scenario. Like the account is inactive, they want that name. Can I have it? And supposedly Twitch is like they have nothing in place that sets up so that you can take the name if the account is inactive.
Well, you do it again, Randall.
Yeah, so it says how
Just send it again,
usernames may be
every
freed
day.
up for re-registration without notice if they violate a specific registered trademark, are involved in active impersonation, or are no longer active, meaning there is no viewing or logging activity associated with the account for at least 12 months.
At least 12 months.
So Godspeed if that person hasn't used Twitch in a year. Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's great. Keep watching it; it's fantastic. I think I'm almost caught up. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only 7 seasons.
yeah, so I think I saw the pilot, not the pilot, the first episode of season 7, and then I went to bed. And I'm like, okay,
What do you think of Pimento?
awesome. He's fucking crazy. Like he's funny crazy.
Yes, I love him. He's hilarious. I wish they used him more throughout the show.
They what I do like about the show, though, they sprinkle in their guests very well. Like the pacing, it's like, oh, you haven't seen them in like an entire season, and then boom, they come up, And you're like, yes, that's what like you'll have favorite guest characters too that they're recurring, and it's like, it's just dope. Pimento's
Yeah.
definitely one of those when he comes in the scene. I'm like, yes, okay, what crazy shit did he do, or he's in, or is he like into now, or what mess is he in? But yeah, it's been like Scrubs level of, I just got to keep watching it. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's
Like,
it's comforting to watch. I know the characters and you like majority of them. Like
the cast is just amazing. Like it's
Yeah.
not. It's just like Scrubs with everybody. Everybody plays a huge part, and when they're not there, you're just like something's missing.
like
You know?
Gina, like
I was
Gina.
just getting ready to say, I can't believe she's gone.
Well, Randall, you got to keep watching the show, and then she has moments of absence for different reasons, and then she comes back, and then she goes away, and then she comes back, and that's when she comes back. You're like, yes, because she'll hit you with the attitude that's like, oh my god, you're gonna get roasted in a second, and you do, and then we go, oh shit, and then we laugh at him.
I really like Holt and what's the other
Anyone,
captain's?
literally anyone, because Holt
Yeah.
and speaking to another human being is like, oh my god.
Did you like the episode where him and Rosa started crying? I was like, we're so good at this.
Yeah, there's like this is how we open up, and they're just bawling, but they just still speaking normally, like
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What was that episode? The when he gets the new secretary, is it? Where the person that was supposed to be taking Gina's role, it was the dude that was supposed to be a spy. And
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, he's been flirting with me.
Oh yes, the guy from Deadpool, the taxi driver from Deadpool. He plays like an assistant that was sent in by a different commissioner.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Like I love the back and forth between.
No, that's a
Holt and
different one.
whatever.
That's a different one. We're talking about the guy. They go to the barrel, like the barrel museum.
Oh yes, yes. That's the guy that's like tapping people's cell phones or whatever.
Yes, he sent in an assistant. Kelly.
Yeah.
is the guy's name. Commissioner
You
Kelly
see
or
that?
something.
Only one knot. He might as well have said, you know.
He just take me or some shit. I don't remember what it was. Like the dialogue for that character is just fantastic.
What
and
was
he
the question?
delivers it
he
in such a
asked
great
him?
way.
What said something to him while in the office, and then he turns the camera. He goes,
Oh yeah, I forgot what it was. Damn it! I forgot what it was. He
It was
asked him a
something
question.
about. I think he asked him if he wanted to go to the museum. Oh no. Was it?
I have to
I
rewatch
can't
it.
remember. I can't
I
remember
mean,
if he
Holt
asked him to go
Holt
to the
took him
museum.
to the museum so they could plant the bug.
It was before that they had a conversation. The assistant said something to Holt
Yeah.
that in their dialogue, which to us just seemed normal, it's like steamy hot. So he turned and then the camera he was like, and he did a weird fucking face, and that just hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
love this show's amazing. Adam's been trying to get me to watch it for a long time, and I finally was like, okay, let's check this out. So I watched it one night, and then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. and I'm like 2 seasons in, and I'm like, fuck, what happened?
Yeah, when the night I started watching it, I saw the pilot. And I'm like, okay, pretty good. 2 episodes later, I finished 3 episodes one night before I went to bed, and I'm like, I'm in. I'm just in.
Boyle is the one that you said you find irritating now, right?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
It's funny. He's like
It's
my second favorite character.
Oh, really?
don't get me wrong. I really like Boyle. I like the whole cast. I just don't like some of the interactions that they have. Like they're taking Boyle's personality to that breaking point for me, where I'm like, this
That's
is
all
just
he
ridiculous.
does. Or he's just that
You know?
one note gag, and he just keeps
Yeah,
doing it.
like it's literally, anytime that like he talks to Jake, how are you and Amy doing? Have you guys had a baby? Why aren't you having sex right now? Like it's like, dude, you have your own personality. Be your own person.
I see that. It's got to be. I don't even know if I have a favorite character because all of them have their
My favorite
quirks.
character- His name is Holt, right?
Captain Holt.
Yeah.
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 That's my favorite
What a
character.
copycat.
Holt. Like speaking to almost anyone, dude. It's just that those interactions are just too good, man. They're just really
I
funny.
loved the very beginning when they he literally showed no emotion.
Yeah.
Now he smiles and has some fun because he's like, the the character is getting more familiar with the team and whatever. But it's still really funny when he just goes, "I'm very excited. This is the best time of my life. I've never been happier."
And
And you're just like-
nothing. Nothing on his face. Oh, the another thing I like that's a recurring gag each season is the fucking heists.
Yes,
Those
the
are
Halloween heist.
oh my god, dude! I just forgot season 6. They did the heist where it was Cinco de Mayo instead, because the
Yeah.
Halloween one was postponed due to plot reasons. And then
I don't
I'm like, oof,
remember if they have a Halloween heist.
for 7.
Yeah,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I think they do something different.
They did one for 6, which was the Cinco de Mayo one,
Yeah, they do the Jimmy Jab games in.
and 7.
Oh no, they do. They do
Okay,
have one. Okay.
Those are fucking fun. Every time each season, it's like, oh, it's a Halloween heist to see who's gonna be the reigning king. That, oh my god, and everyone's
makes me think
backstabbing everyone, and you don't know where the fuck the thing is anymore.
They made me think of the heist episode of Rick and Morty. Well,
Mhm.
I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew that you knew that I knew that you knew that you knew that dog knew that dog knew that you knew that the cat knew that I knew that you knew the cat knew that you knew that I knew that you knew, because I programmed you to say that. You know.
That's basically the last 2-3 minutes of all of those episodes. It's just them going, yeah, I knew you were gonna do this like 7 months ago, and I planted this seed this way. I planted this seed that way. It's great.
What's your favorite heist so far?
I think it's the one before. Oh, because there was one that I'm like, oh, that one was pretty clever. I think it was the one when I can't tell you who wins. I guess because Brian, I don't know if you guys are gonna watch it or not, but you're not gonna watch it, Brian? Yay, nay?
I don't know. The bits that I saw you watching had my attention.
All right. Well, one of them.
It's worth watching.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. It definitely
I
is.
think
My
think
favorite
mine's
heist. Go ahead.
the third one.
I think that's the
I think
same
it's
one.
the third one. You know, because they always do something like they get up earlier or whatever, and then like he wakes up and Amy's like, "Oh my god!" Or he like wakes up and Amy's already awake, and she's like, "I'm already ready," and he's like, "I have eggs," and then he's like, "Where's my eggs?" And Holt goes, "They're in my belly. It's heist time."
Yeah, I think that's the third. That's the one I like too. That's the same one. My God, I'm the 2-time champion. What?
and then when he's like, "I went back and found the real cummerbund," and then he like brings in his husband, who's like, "Yes, it's hanging above our mantle."
And then it cuts to like when they were showing his home, and it's this fucking big ass fucking like World Wrestling Federation belt
Yeah.
for the heist thing. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. I can just spend all day just talking about it. I'm probably gonna go watch more episodes after this anyway. I think that's it, peeps, for news and everything, right?
I think so. I don't
Kelsey.
think we had anything else on the doc.
Yeah, because I was just talking what I was doing the week. So yeah, more. Hopefully, a lot of recording, a lot of streaming, than like the next week. Brian, what are you doing?
Tomorrow I'm watching second episode of season 2 of ReZero with a friend, and I don't know what else after that. Thursday SCP, which I have to install still. Friday, I don't know if I might stream Paper Mario. We'll see.
How does this?
I don't know
make
what
Paper
that was.
Mario?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's parts like when you talk to people, they unfold because it's origami based. So in my head, I was unfolding something.
All we got was
Yeah,
you know,
you're just throwing up the
Diamond
hose.
Dallas Page over here.
It's because
Oh.
TN's in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess the weekend thing whenever I'm scooped for the shindig, I guess.
You going to a weekend concert?
Yeah.
Next year. Because it got postponed. I should have been there, actually. No, July. It should have been like this week. If it wasn't for the corona stuff.
I hear you guys are hitting new records every day. Had like 15,000 new cases in Florida
Yeah.
yesterday.
We're like, hey, hold my beer. And we're like,
Like, hey,
no,
you know what'd be
stop.
Crazy? You know, it'd be crazy if we open Disney.
Yeah, that. And then I think in August we're gonna open schools. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the logic in any of this?
Yeah. Betsy.
Also, if
Go ahead.
what is it? It was like a couple months ago. Wrestling is a what is it? What they call it? Something business?
An,
Like
an essential business.
it is an essential business. The WWE essential business.
GameStop tried to apply to be considered an essential business, even though they've been posting losses for every quarter for the last like 3 years.
Yeah, this is your sign of pack your bags. Like
They should have gone out of business when EB Games shut down. Like when they bought EB Games, that was like the dumbest move they could have done.
and here they are, barely
You know,
grasping.
they're literally like Blockbuster. They're just dying slowly.
No, Blockbuster I think they're like we're dead and started closing stuff pretty quickly. I'm
They
still
did.
seeing way too many GameStops for the amount of it's just clothing in there. When you walk into GameStop, half the store is like fucking merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Fam, I'm here for games. I can buy your merch online.
Like, and the thing, they should literally just move to an online vendor where you can like, purchase everything online. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no need
The-
for a retail store for them anymore.
The funny thing is, anything they do, Amazon provides. You can buy used items and you can sell your items.
Yeah.
How many
Not to
said-
mention you can buy like digital codes and everything from Amazon too.
Javi says it's a GameStop, not Game Go. They're stopping the industry. We all know it.
Yeah. That purchasing EB Games is the worst decision they could have made. It really was like the dumbest thing ever. Like, I'm not saying that everything is going to go digital anytime soon, like completely digital anytime soon, but like,
It's the way to
Street-
go. Like,
yeah. I mean, I know that a lot of people still like physical copies, and I don't blame them. I mean, especially if you have like something like the Switch, being able to like, or any console really, being able to share it with friends is super nice.
Yep.
If you're not like just a hardcore PC player like I am, where you don't care because you're either going to play the game or you're not.
right.
Like having, and even that you can like I share my library with Bryant.
Yeah,
He
Steam
can
lets
play
you do
anything
that.
that's on my list
Yeah.
Yeah.
for Steam.
And that's why, and I think that's what Sony is getting. It's getting to them. They're like, we need to start axing out GameStop because that's just going to cost us more money. That's why there's a digital only coming out at launch for the PS5. I guarantee you that's gonna sell more than the disc one because it's gonna be cheaper. One, two, the person's gonna be like, you're right, I don't need a disc version. Why would I pay extra to hold more physical items when it's gonna be cheaper?
Not to mention it, starts cluttering the house.
Yeah, like
The main reason people still keep discs, I think, it's just because you can trade it in and give them more money because they never give you money for what you trade in.
yeah, you basically that's what you're doing. They'll give you a percentage of what they're gonna sell it for anyway. So they'll be like, oh, here's $20 for Enter the Matrix, and then flip it for $40 right in front of you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, everything's going to go digital at some point. It's probably not going to be for another 10 or 15 years because I just don't think. I think with the rate we're expanding with the size of like games and movies and that kind of stuff, the expansion to hard drives is not keeping up. Like it's just everything else is growing too fast, and like SSDs is where everybody's going now, and it's not increasing in size quick enough that it can with the like cost to buy the item
Yeah.
as quickly as like a game is growing with
Call
new
of Duty.
technology. Yeah, like it's like 268 gigs
I don't
to
know
install
how
Call
long-
of Duty now.
It's
it's-
when I go and check to see the estimated disk space usage, it's demasiados is what it says on there.
Like
It's-
it's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, think about it. If you had
One chance.
a terabyte, if you had a terabyte hard drive, you could only install like 3 games at that size.
Yeah, if they're all 100 and something gigs, yeah. Like it's, I mean, granted, I do like the move to SSD. It's just now to upgrade from, I think it's a terabyte. Did they say it's a terabyte for the PS5? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's a terabyte SSD. So once you fill that up, to upgrade to another SSD like externally, that's gonna be expensive. To add more storage, so you're gonna have to start uninstalling shit.
Like, what would be really cool is if they actually like included expansion slots so that you could like put in your own drives. You know, like have like a secondary SSD that you could throw in there.
They did that with the first one, but it wasn't an expanded storage. It was to replace their storage.
Right, but I mean, even that would be nice. Like if they're only going to give you a terabyte, you know, and you're like, well, I really want
2 or 3. You know.
Yeah, you know, like have like an an internal like a memory cache or a save spot that you can like save all of your
Save data.
save files, you know, yeah, like your save data, and then be able to like swap games out and not have to like or swap hard drives out and not have to like go through and do the game saves again.
I think they mentioned that during Cerny's like tech talk about the SSD architecture they were working on. I think they said that they're going to let you swap SSDs, but they have to be at a certain speed. Otherwise, it will fuck up the custom chip they have on there. For the controller, the custom SSD controller they have in there.
Yeah, I do love that they were like, it's an all new, brand new like interface that they can do to like really increase speeds. And they're like, oh, okay, so what are they doing? You can get up to 600 megabytes or megabits. Bro, PCs already have like 3,000. What are you doing?
It's because it's not the raw speed. It's the architecture. Is because now you have direct access through like API stuff to like load in textures or whatever assets by bypassing a lot of the bridge, so it can go straight from the storage right to the GPU or right to the CPU. Like it bypasses some stuff with the controller, so it's architecturally better.
Gotcha.
We're probably gonna get that on the PC maybe like a month or two after it comes out, because then I'm sure they're gonna start implementing it for motherboards to do that.
Yeah, that is one thing I feel like the PC has like dropped off with, where they keep doing better and better and better graphics cards with more power and whatever, and like bigger RAM, you know, more hard drive space, that kind of stuff. But they've never I don't feel like they've really looked into re-architecting like how the PC actually functions to do more, because like CPU speeds haven't changed in what,
you can
15 years now?
You can run like
Like-
AAA titles with some like a trash 4 quad core at this point, and you still be fine.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's the CPUs. The only thing they've done is like, oh, now you get 64 cores in a single processor. Well, sort of. I mean, it's technically 4 processors that are glued together.
And also,
know,
what
but-
game scales at 64 cores?
Yeah, you know, what they need to start doing is looking at the RAM bus and the GPU bus, so that we
And
can
storage.
start loading assets and things faster.
It's the SSD stuff like that. That's why I'm excited to see what they. Once I saw that fucking Ratchet and Clank demo, I'm like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. They're loading assets that are like completely different, like going through a portal. I'm like, that's what we need to be moving towards. So the load speeds are like minimal.
Yeah.
So they can
Like,
quickly load in assets for like open worlds and stuff. So we don't have to do that design thing that Cerny was talking about, where you'll do a cutscene of you shimming over between like 2 massive rocks just so you can hide the fact that you're loading massive assets. That could be gone now.
Yeah.
'Cause it'll be fucking quick.
Yeah, I really hate the games that I think it's like Epic's engine, where you like load into something and then you just see textures and things start
Pop-ins.
popping up.
Unreal is
You know, like-
notorious for that.
It's, don't get me wrong, it's great for the, you know, the design of the game to like lower asset creation or asset
The-
needs, so that you're not like having to wait for you have that stupid little bar that's like,
Taking forever.
oh, okay, we're there, you know, and then everything loads in at once. You can like get in and start playing, but at the same time, you know, when you load in and you literally have just like a
Diarrhea
white-
smeared
you
all
know,
over the place.
yes,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
hate
fun.
that. Yeah, I agree.
Like, God of War, I don't think really had that much of a problem with it, with like the asset pops, but they did a really good job of, you know, with
They
having it
mask
just be
all of it.
one,
Yeah.
you know, it's one cut, it's one scene, and they
Yeah.
just load in the assets at a certain distance as they need to.
That was optimizing that game. I'm sure was hell. because fucking loading in the assets when you needed to. Granted, a lot of it is camera tricks because they were in full control of those action sequences for the most part. But yeah, having that new SSD stuff, I can't wait to see what they do now in terms of like open world games and stuff. Like you can quickly load in assets, fast traveling on those big open worlds. Like,
Yeah, we when I worked at EA, I got to see how it is that they actually do like memory optimization. And so basically like everything's laid out. Like it's basically like a, piano where you have like just keys for each of the memory slots or the where you can write to the memory.
Yep.
And like they set it up so that like certain teams got to use certain parts of the memory to store stuff. And if they went over their memory, they would get an alert and everybody would scream, planes would start crashing.
oh shit.
Like it was actually really cool because you got to see like, like the art team gets like this much, and then the gameplay team gets like this much, and then, so on and so forth for whatever sound people get this much. And, it allowed you to see like how they could load in the different graphics and sounds and, the AI and that kind of stuff. And really try and like utilize as much of the memory as possible without fragmenting it and going over because, the system requires some and then the game requires the rest.
Mm-hmm. It's budgeting. It's like memory budgeting. They're like, yo, you can only use this. So design around it. And people do some crazy shit when it comes to that. Oh, I remember those fucking documentaries of like old fucking SNES games and what they used to make those fucking maps and sprites and how they would reuse and re-render colors to make them look like different. That's crazy, dude.
I was what was it? I was watching one on like Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog, and how like that the beginning soundbite took up more than like the whole game. Okay, for like on the drive itself, the soundbite in the very beginning took up more space than like the whole game in its entirety.
Oh
and
my
they
god.
talked about like how you can actually like use a single piece of a single tile 4 different ways depending on if you like flip it or rotate it or something like that. And so they would, instead of having to have like each individual tile created, you'd have the tile sets and then you would just manipulate that tile to fit whatever it is that you're trying to do so that it would actually work.
That's but nowadays people are just like, yo, unoptimized. I don't care, dude. It's 100 gigs. Call of Duty, we're here, dude. Just fucking throw assets, bro. Optimizations, compression, we don't need any of that. Just throw it in there, dude. Throw it in.
They got 80 gigabytes of RAM, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Fucking.
If not, they could just start using some of their hard drive space. You could set that up.
Dragon Ball Fighter is really well optimized considering where it is now. It's only like 11 gigs to install.
And that has a lot of audio. Audio usually is the one that takes a bunch because everyone has like a line for almost everything they do. The grunts for each characters. If they have dialogue between different characters. I think Marvel is crazy because they had a call out for each of your assists. So each character had a voice for anybody that could be in your assist. So every time you add a character, you have a new voice line for each character.
A lot of the fighting games have gotten smaller in comparison to their originals because they've moved to 3D rendering. Like, don't get me wrong, the game itself is larger, but if you look at like the assets themselves are way smaller because they're not having to like hand draw all the different frames for like, Guile's whenever he does this, the thing shoots out, or the spin kick for Ryu.
Mm-hmm.
Or the fact that Ryu's in multiple games.
He's in a lot of games.
The 3D games still seem like they take more than the hand-drawn. So like MK11 is like 40 gigs. Skullgirls is maybe 20.
Because have you seen the environments of
hand-drawn.
Well, again, that's because back scenery. The 3D in Injustice's back, the background is ridiculous, and all of that, and there's sounds for that. There's things happening in the background that have sound.
And story altogether.
And then the story mode has a full cinematic fucking amount of stuff. What's it called in it?
Yeah,
The
I'm talking
dialogue.
about just like if you compare like size comparison between like older games and newer games, a lot of the assets are actually a lot smaller than what the older games used to be because they don't have for like an individual character because they only have one asset. It's literally just the character model, and then the rest of it is
Animation
if
data.
they're doing like any sort of, whatever their attacks are, that might have more assets, but the character itself is just one asset. Instead of like 15, you have like two where they're just like sitting there and bouncing while they're stationary, and then you have one for the punch, then you have one for the punch with a crossover, and all that other stuff.
Machine gun blow. Imagine animating that now that I think about it. That's crazy.
We did that in
Yeah.
what was it?
SGD, I think
SGD?
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Machine gun blow?
No. That was a rocket blower. What were we talking about? So that was like
we did do. We reanimated Ryu doing his Hadouken in.
Was it before SGD?
Yeah, it was in our first. What's it called? I think it was before SGD. It was in our first. Like the first class we got to that actually we got to draw stuff on screen.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. I don't remember what the name of the class was, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, they fucking... You ever seen the fucking... What is it? Not the Vine, the TikTok with like a hold my hand! Keep holding my hand! Don't stop! That's basically what Full Sail is. They drag you and you keep running. And you're like, fuck! And you just gotta run along. Otherwise, you'll just get dragged through the fucking cement. So all of that's just usually a blur. I just remember the knowledge. All right. Kelsey, what are you doing this week?
This week I'm actually going out of town, going to Alabama to visit Shannon's. Well, I guess it's technically my uncle now. To visit our uncle. It's weird, dude. It really is. Like, we went to my brother-in-law's son's birthday party, and I was thinking, so since we got married, that makes them my nieces and nephew, right? And she's like, yeah, that's how marriage works. And I'm like, yes, but you have a niece and nephew. It's weird for me because I don't have any nieces and nephews, and now I just do.
They just appeared, dude. You got them now. They poofed.
Yes, so it's just one of those weird situations where it's like it takes time to like get your mind wrapped around it. And so, I now have an uncle through her and an aunt and uncle, and then cousins. Yeah, cousins, I guess.
They'd be cousins.
It's just, I don't know, strange.
It's uncharted territory.
Right?
Peralta. Randall, I think you're the last one. Oh, unless you're doing something else after the trip.
Oh, we get our pool in next week.
Oh, shit!
And I think Tuesday they're supposed to be coming to install the pool.
In or above?
In.
Nice.
We're not allowed to have above ground because of the HOA.
Got it.
Not that I'd want an above ground pool. So.
Gotcha. Nice. That's dope.
Yeah, I told Shannon we should just put a slide on off the deck into the pool.
She agreed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How we got the pool was actually really funny. Somebody was talking about it, and I jokingly looked at her as like, we should get a pool. And she was like, yes. I was like, that's not the answer I was expecting. And she apparently was already like researching what company to go with, how much it was going to cost, how we could afford it, like all this stuff. And she's like ready to like fight me in court, for
to do it. Mm-hmm.
To get the pool. And I was just like, I think we should get a pool. She was like, yeah.
Like so Amy brings out a fucking binder of it and is like, look.
She did. She had a binder full of shit, tabs saved on her computer and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny.
Nice. So yes on the slide, right?
I think she agreed to it. I don't actually know. I was kind of joking about the pool, and we were getting a pool, and was kind of joking about the slide, so that's probably gonna happen too.
Well, we can get binders if she needs convincing. We can make a binder, right? Another detective. All right, Randall. Besides looking at your phone while this is going on, what else are you doing?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. You already preloaded it or pre-ordered it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, that's it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. This weekend, right?
This week, like throughout the week.
What's today?
Today's Tuesday, sir.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's what
This
comes after
work.
Tuesday. Yes.
Between now and Friday, it's just fine. Just gonna be working on random art projects.
Working on them glutes. No,
You didn't say no.
he didn't say no. I'm gonna see him squatting later.
Managed to push up 185 8 times on the bench today.
Oh,
Pretty proud of
nice.
myself.
Let's go.
Sore as fuck.
Get those chests. Get those pecs, bro. I want to see those pecs next week. Were you gonna say something, or what was?
Me?
Yeah.
No. That was it. You mentioned working on those glutes. That was triggered it.
Yeah, like he made like a sound. I thought he was gonna keep rolling.
Yeah, you're like, yep. And then you just stared at the camera.
If I was, I don't remember what it was.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, did I lag?
Oh shit. All right.
Just had
That's
an aneurysm.
Yeah, so I'm like, is he okay? All right, people. That's it then. Episode 101 of the ADLR Podcast is in the wrap. In the wrap? Yeah, in your
That's a
chicken
wrap?
wrap. Yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
You're
One
a
more
rebel.
once.
Stream, you're still playing that.
Me?
And what?
Who you talking to, Ron? All right, this has been episode 101 of the ADLR Podcast. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Goes to Tsushima this weekend. And probably all of next week, so I'm probably going to get my review out maybe next week, depending on how much hours I can put in between now and then. If not, it'll be the week after. And I'll probably become a full-fledged samurai by then, so Godspeed to all of you.
He's gonna stream only the hours I'm at work. So he's gonna stream next week.
Oh,
you
that's
guys have to go
right.
to the office?
I still
Yeah.
need to. Yeah, I go Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays I work from home. I don't know. We're probably
You're
going to end
working
up.
from home?
I know, and it's cheaper.
You guys heard
Yeah,
of
you're not having to pay for. You're not having to pay for gas. You're not having to sit in traffic for 45 minutes, to get to your fucking job there and back. So it's an hour and a half or more every day that you're losing out that you
Yep.
can't charge the company for. You
And also, you're missing one really important one.
don't have to wake up.
Electricity.
Okay, you both answered at the same time. None of it came through to me. Brian, what did you say?
Which one?
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him.
I said electricity.
No.
I said you didn't have to wake up as early
I mean that
or
too.
wear pants.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. Like I usually either have like a tank top or just underwear or no. I'm not underwear, just pants. I'm done with underwear. Tolls. Because I take the highway to get there, to get downtown.
That's your own fault.
Well, I mean, it's either that or wait even longer at red lights because I don't get green lights.
John
So
Legend
like,
has them.
yeah, like John
You
Legend
gotta
gets
just
them.
carry a picture of me in your car. Just stick it onto the
Yeah,
passenger
I need
seat.
I need a front profile, a side profile of you, so just in case it's like a camera on the side, it still sees you there, Cause shit, like if I don't take the highway, it's like another extra 20 to 30 minutes
How far do you have to go to work?
to downtown Orlando.
How-
And if without traffic, like on the highway, it's like 20 minutes. But then if the highway's slammed, like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, my office is on the other side of downtown, in the Mount Pleasant, and so it takes me like probably 25 minutes to get there.
But that's
And
not
that's
on
if
the
there's
high-
like light traffic.
Oh, okay, but that's not on the highway, right?
That's on the highway.
Okay. So
Actually,
we
it kind of really doesn't matter. I mean, I can cut through downtown because we have the crosstown, which goes through downtown. But the way that it's built, it's like just one kind of like several big lanes to like allow people to go pretty quickly to get back onto the highway, getting
Okay.
out of Charleston. but I usually take the highway and cut across a little bit to get to another highway to get there. But yeah, I mean, there's days where like people here can't drive worth shit. I mean, it's almost worse than Florida. Like
I doubt
they,
it. I doubt it.
I know it's not worse than Florida. That's why I said it's almost worse than Florida.
Okay.
But you know, they're like it's raining, rear end somebody.
Yeah.
Or
When it rains,
it's sunny, rear end somebody. It's raining. Fuck, what's going on? You know, like,
yeah. When it rains here, it's like their
absolutely
cars.
ridiculous.
It's like their cars disabled speed. They're like 30 miles an hour.
It's like
What?
they set their car instead to drive. They set it to accident, and then they keep driving.
There's a hidden A if you go further down.
The worst part over here is that like we only have one way really to get onto the highway, like one exit, because we're like at the very end, and especially if it's raining, people can't figure out how to merge on. So it's like a left-hand turn onto the on-ramp, and if it's raining, it's like people forget that there's a yield on the other side, so that when our light turns green, we get to go and they have to stop, and people are just like, oh shit, and just crash into them.
Oh my god.
And like a majority of the people that are like heading out live over on this side, and so the one road that has like 3 lanes is backed up all the way like for 4 miles.
Jesus. So you're there
down
just
the road,
looking at bumper for fucking hours.
And you can't get on and you can't go around because everybody's like, I'm going to be smart and sit in this far right lane and then try and merge over where nobody can, where I can't actually merge over. It's like, no, dickhead, you're being a douchebag and you're fucking it up for everybody else.
And they'll try to cut you off, and then God forbid you guys bump, like you guys hit each other. It's your fault.
Bump.
They bump.
Like it was the same way coming home. So like they like fucked up the interchange to get on 26 from 526. It's the way that it works is they have like one major road that's always backed up, merge onto 526 to merge onto 26 immediately, with it's only one lane, and then they have everybody coming from Mount Pleasant down 526 merging into that same lane, and then from the other direction you actually have like 2 lanes that people can't figure out that when that merges into one lane, that lane is part of the highway. So they like stop trying to get onto the highway, even though they're already on the fucking highway to get, or the interstate, to get all the way over into the left-hand lane. It's like, no, bitch, fucking go.
That's how you get rear-ended, and then it's their fault because you're just sitting there.
And then so what happens with the people that are coming from Mount Pleasant, it's only 2 lanes. And so like, everybody that's trying to like go past 26 to get into West Ashley where I live, they, are in the left-hand lane. Then you have these fucking morons that are sitting in the left-hand lane like, I'm going to skip everybody and just merge in up there. And then they can't fucking merge in. And so what do? They fucking stop because it's a goddamn, parking lot in the one lane. And now we can't go anywhere because this fucking idiot is sitting there. I just want to like get some shit car or get a rental and just
run into him. I know he's in real passion because he sees the car that did it to him right now. He's looking at the camera, but he sees the car. He knows exactly who it is.
Yeah, that gold Honda Civic, fucking piece of shit.
Yep, I knew it. There's some passion behind those eyes. Oh man,
it just blows me away. God forbid if it snows, because everything here, like Charleston itself, is basically like a whole bunch of islands that are close enough that you can like get to the mainland. And so we have bridges that go from West Ashley into Charleston, and bridges that go from Charleston and surrounding to Mount Pleasant. And that's like the only way to get over there, unless you like drive down inland and then cut across a river somewhere and drive all the way back down, which nobody obviously wants to do. And so if it snows or it threatens to snow and actually like gets down cold enough that it's going to like start icing the roads, they shut down the bridges, which means nobody can go anywhere. And God forbid if there's ice on the road, because people are like, I can still do 80, it's fine. It's not like the rain where you slip.
Kelly's done with humanity at this point. He's gonna buy his own island.
The only place that was worse was living in Orlando. Driving down University to get to whatever that place was.
Full Sail?
What?
It's a Full Sail?
No, because like I could walk to Full Sail when we
What
worked
place?
at Carly,
Oh, got it. Yeah, Carly, that's right.
like the research park next to
Yeah.
UCF.
Yeah.
You know, like it was 2 miles, 2 fucking miles. Okay, 45-minute drive every day. Why?
Mhm.
Because some moron is like looking at their phone while some old dude can't drive, is in the rain going, you know, like that.
All you see is the knuckles. Yep. All you see is the knuckles. And like, why are you driving?
You know, they got the big, you know, sunglasses that are like this with the side shades on.
Mm-hmm.
No.
They're not even like wind resistant. They're just like wind immunity. Nothing getting through those fucking lenses.
You just
I
see
don't know.
the fucking things do this. Oh shit, that's funny. All right then, let me wrap this up.
You guys hear about?
Don't do it.
What was you gonna say?
He just told me not to do it to wrap up. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you guys hear about California?
No, what happened?
They back in lockdown.
Oh, they're back in like full lockdown. Like
Yeah.
oh shit. So is it being enforced? Like there's people walking around with like enforcing it, or is it?
To know the state.
That's what I'm saying. Is
It
there-
was an announcement on the news for the state to be locked down.
But what does that like? They can't order like
It's back to the way it
Postmates.
used to be. Like all those public
You
places
can't go
that
sit
were
down at
open
restaurants, that kind
are
of
now
stuff.
closed
Oh, okay,
again.
Yeah.
but they can still like order things in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
South Carolina's climbing up there. Like I think we're number 1 for like actual cases. Like you guys have more cases in general, but I think you're more populated than we are. So per capita, I think Charleston or South Carolina in general is showing us as like the highest infection rate at this point. And we're still just like, nah, fam, we don't need to wear masks or stay inside or anything.
We're good.
Like I don't understand the inconvenience. Like you wear shirt and shoes to go to the fucking store and whatever. Put on the damn mask.
I mean, I
Like-
breathe
like-
fine with it on. Like I've heard that argument of I can't breathe with the thing on. I'm like,
No, those people are idiots.
I
But
can breathe fine
my,
with it
my
on.
favorite part about that argument is it's so encasing that you can't breathe, but somehow it doesn't do anything because it lets all of the virus and things out. So which is it? Like, does it work or not? Like, because if you can't breathe, it's obviously not letting anything out. You know.
Which means it's preventative, so you should wear it. And if
You know,
it's
and
getting
there's
through,
still- there's-
then
They're still not like entirely sure on how the virus is transmitted. The WHO released something that says that they can't rule out it being airborne, and you know if it's water droplets, you know wearing a mask is helpful. If it's airborne, it's probably not as helpful. But like regardless, if wearing a mask decreases your chances of getting it by even 20%, even 10%. That's still better than nothing. And as like somebody who plays, you know, a lot of games and plays D&D and that kind of stuff, 10% is a huge number. 5% is a huge number. You know, like there's been posts all over the web that, you know, people that are like, we play D&D. 2% is a lot bigger than you think it really is, you know, and regardless of how high your constitution is, you can fail your safety check, you know?
Yep.
But like, even just, you know, look at Japan. Even though they normally wear face masks over there when people get sick or that they just don't want to get sick from other people, they never went into a full economic shutdown. And they are way more densely populated than we are in the US.
by
And
miles.
they've had less than 1,000 deaths and only like they have like a 2% unemployment 2% unemployment. It's ridiculous.
well, 'cause
But we're
that's-
violating the rights by forcing people to wear masks.
It's also like a cultural thing. Like that stuff they were doing regardless before it.
Oh yeah.
Since we're dirty fucking pig ass Americans that was like yes and fucking vomiting and shit everywhere, we're like no, why would we want to be clean? Fuck.
Yeah,
That's-
everybody's drinking their own Pepsi with cum in it.
Yeah, like I don't know what that means, but okay. Do you, Brian?
Bosmer says GA is still, or Georgia is still convinced the virus is a hoax.
I'm sure. As they're cleaning their guns. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need to worry about no damn COVID. Fuck.
Let that virus knock at my door. See what happens.
I got this 22. No, I don't even need a 20. I got my 45 ready for it. Ain't gonna dodge that. Fuck.
Linda, get the strap.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't know. I just don't understand people. But and then what was it? Betsy DeVos, whatever her name is. She's
I
like,
don't
we
know
should
who
open
that-
schools back up. Only 0.0 something % of kids will probably end up dying. It's like 14,000 kids. You're saying it's okay just to kill kids and teachers and things.
It doesn't matter the percentage. You're saying only some kids will die.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
What? That's okay
That's not
now?
acceptable at all to put people at risk like that. Like, because I'm pretty sure if they do that and like it starts spreading, it's gonna spread a lot faster than they're actually predicting. Because kids are fucking dirty as hell. They
They're
don't
gross.
wash their hands.
Nope.
They don't cover their noses and mouths and things when they sneeze and cough.
Nope.
They they'll be talking to you and just sneeze in your fucking eyeball, like, and then
Facts.
you're gonna have the one kid that's asymptomatic. Is it asymptomatic? Yeah, asymptomatic, where they don't show any symptoms. That comes into school, holds hands with everybody in class, and now they all have it, and now the teacher has it, and then the whole school's fucking,
They have it, and then they go home
yeah.
where the rest of the family gets it.
yes.
And it spreads.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand how it's such an inconvenience to have schools closed when online school is literally already a thing.
Well, the problem with that is that most Title I schools, the kids are too poor to have internet. Like, they live in subsidized housing. They don't have internet. They don't have computers. Or there's 3-4 kids living together, and they only have one computer, and they can't do all their work together at the same time or be on classes and things. Like, it's not the online thing is great to an extent, but the problem is that there's such a difference between
The classes.
that if you go to a Title I school, you probably aren't living the high life, being able to afford like a phone or a computer or internet or things like that. Not to mention that a lot of the parents rely on school so that they can go work and do their job so that they can afford their rent, which they can't do right now because they have the kids and they can't go to daycare because daycares and things are closed with the stuff, and they can't work, so which means they're getting kicked out of their apartments and whatever. But don't worry, that one $1,200 check that they sent a couple of people,
a month's back.
3 months ago,
That'll
that
tide them
covered
over.
them.
They're good.
They could have put halts on, rent and mortgages and things like that. But no, that one $1,200 check,
bro.
that was the saving grace.
That
which,
will be
by the way,
we'll pay off in taxes
you get
next
taxed
week.
on.
Mm-hmm.
You get taxed on that if it puts you into a different tax bracket. So like if you make a certain amount, so like people that make like
I think it was
10,000 or less a year, that bumps them into like a new tax bracket. Okay, because they go over their whatever the like bare minimum is.
So then now next year when the taxes come around, they're gonna get hit.
They get hit
differently.
hard.
Yeah. America,
Capitalism works, boys and girls.
where we
Get
bend
rid
you
of
over and
loans
call you
already.
Nancy.
Yeah, I want them to get rid of loans already, like other countries have. I don't remember where. I think it was Canada, maybe.
You mean like
Some-
every other country in the world where they have free tuition in college?
I meant there was somewhere specific that, as a response to COVID, just said "fuck off" loans.
Where?
Well,
I
they-
don't remember where.
They put a lot of countries for like mortgages and things and rent and everything else. They did one of two things. Every other country either started giving all of their employees like $2,000 to $4,000 a month, or not employees, all their citizens $2,000 to $4,000 a month to help them survive until this rolls over because they don't know when it's going to end, or they put holds on any sort of like mortgage, rent, utilities, the works. Like you don't have to pay any of that, so that like people can have, can survive some. I mean, they weren't like giving out free food that I know of, so they still had to buy that stuff. But they weren't like having to. They could use their rent check to go buy stuff for their family.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, this is one of those books where like you read and you have like absolutely no idea what's gonna happen next. Even though you've been following along, you're like, okay, what?
And then left field.
And then fucking you get, it's not even a ball that comes, it's a bat. Somebody with a bat swung on you from your like beyond your peripheral.
Somebody has a theory that time travel actually exists, and something really, really bad happened in 2020, and so they came back and they fixed it. But like the what do you call it? Like the time.
The neighbor.
What's the thing that Barry Allen does where he shatters the timeline
paradox?
all the time? The time paradox, yeah. Where he comes back, he fixes something, but that breaks something else. So then, like at the beginning of the year, we almost got into World War III, and then we had murder hornets, and then we had something else, and now we have COVID, and then like COVID started dying down, and so somebody fixed something else, which brings COVID back.
I'll subscribe to that at this point. Like
there's multiple time travelers like myself, so someone probably fucked something up.
Brian was keeping it cool. Yeah, Brian was just guessing some releases and just game stuff. Someone out there's doing crazy shit with his power. Brian's just keeping it low key.
Yeah, somebody's trying to raise the baby form of themselves.
Oh fuck!
I don't know.
All right, peeps. Episode 101 in the books. Post show starts now. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.